And we're live on Friday night.
We are.
Are we? We're live. All right, cool. We did it. Welcome, everybody. Kayla has enjoyed taking all the power of when we start the stream and just being like, all right, we did it. And I'm like, So welcome everybody to Friday Night Cast. Not as exciting as Tim there. We are a community of applied spiritual and therapeutic tabletop gamers who use and explore the benefits of tabletop gaming in our work. We're so glad to have you here and join us for our final finale of the Elm's Revenge of the Yalecapades season 1 of Kids on Brooms. I should have workshopped that a little bit before.
You did great.
I said all that. So yes, thank you so much. If you're just joining us and you're just finding us and you're watching live, we're so grateful to have you. If you're catching this on the YouTubes or on the replay, do make sure to check out all the past episodes that have led up to this at this point. And you can check that out on YouTube at CASTT Gamers, CASTT Gamers. Just give a little search for CASTT Gamers and you will find us there. Feel free to like and subscribe as well if you want to continue to get updates on what we're doing. We got quite a few different shows and stuff going in addition to just Friday Night Cast. So we hope you'll join us and check everything out. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to the person who started a better introduction than me, Tim.
So I have some announcements. I feel like when I say announcements, everyone should like raise their hands, get a little crazy and be like, announcements!
I hear that.
Announcements.
That's what I always
A terrible way to
Die. A terrible way. Who's gone to camp?
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah.
Thank you all.
Terrible way to end the day.
So on the 11th, February 11th, we have, which is next Friday, we're going to have our debrief of our Yalecapades, as we call them, our Kids on Bikes game that we're currently playing. And we're going to talk about what we went through as players, playing some of our characters, and discuss some other things about maybe some feelings we had about things and probably ways that we can use this game in our professional lives as well. On February 13th, the Gaze of Our Lives crew will be playing Exodus, belonging outside belonging game by Finding Roots, and inspired by Ezra Furman's album Transgelic Exodus. It's a story of angels on the road, making community as they go and trying to find somewhere better. It's a game rooted in time, an autobiography, and a plan and a dream, and a fear all in one. Then on February 24th, we have Tabletop Transformations. Join Jamacum. Join
Jamacum.
Yeah. Join Menachem and Tanya for the premiere episode of Tabletop Transformations. Menachem, would you like to give us a little blurb about that?
Yes, I would. Thank you. So as we're all here doing applied spiritual and therapeutic tabletop gaming, my focus is on the spiritual, and I learned a lot about myself by playing games and talking to Tanya over the last couple of years. Tanya is in that same place. So we decided, with suggestions from some of y'all, that we were going to make a show to talk about the intersection of games and spirituality and how we can do our own questions of who am I, what am I here for, and what's my relationship with the divine through playing characters in role-playing games. And we're going to be playing games with many of the creators of those games, compact, like 30 to 45-minute versions of the games, and then discussing the applications, therefore, thereunto pertaining. That's what I was looking for.
So please go watch Tabletop Transformations. It's an amazing show. And we look forward to all the great things that you and Tanya are going to do in the future. And keep your eyes out for more announcements down the road. We have some more shows that we're working on that we're not ready to announce yet, but they are down the line. Yeah, that's all I have for today.
All right. Thanks, Tim. Very excited about that debrief so that we can talk about this. We've been talking very much about this game in the back end, and we're happy to talk more with you about our thoughts on it. So do check that out as well. Particularly if you're interested in using gamings in any way and want to see, our thoughts on it. So as we like to do, just a quick shout out, thank you to the game designers who have created this game. I'm incredibly grateful to be able to run this. I was saying just before the stream, I feel honored to see how into everyone here has gotten, and how excited they're gotten about playing this. So if you want to feel that as well, make sure to check out Kids on Brooms, designed by Jonathan Gilmore, Doug Lewandowski, and Spencer Stark. RenegadeGameStudios.com, kids-on-brooms/
My favorite part.
I know it is. I did that just for you, Tim. You can check that out. I believe somebody will put that link in the chat right now. Or check out your local tabletop friendly local game store. And hopefully if they can't get it, maybe just ask if they can order it for you, and support your local game store if you can. So and we'll do a quick recap of last time on Yalecapades. I feel like I should have Kayla or Lara,
No.
recap.
No.
Keep it neutral.
They've been
Keep
doing
it
pretty much
neutral.
all week.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're lying.
But we started our session last week with Lexa waking up, having some dreams. These dreams a little different than her usual divination dreams that she has experienced. Catching some memories from a spell and a potion created for her to help her remember. And at some point waking up, finding a very tired Riley there. After having a conversation, a kiss, a conversation, and the burning of a book that led to some discussion about what Lexa had done without some consent, as far as what her families have asked of her, of taking blood and tracking magic casters. We got a little bit of insight into what Roberts was doing on the ship, preparing and finishing up a protection charm. And Jelly got a conversation with Feist, the head of Scroll and Key, finding out that perhaps he's just trying to keep them safe and is hoping that they take care of themselves, and doesn't seem to be linked to what is going on currently. And that is pretty much what happened last time, if I recall. And Eliza at the end decided she was going to change a little bit. And this change took the shape of her familiar, moving from a chipmunk, I believe, to a squirrel. So
a snake.
To a snake. Raccoons and squirrels, they're my least favorite animals. So I don't know why squirrels were in my mind. But
is
yes,
that true for real?
I was once
Austin
attacked by a
absolutely
flying
hates
squirrel when
raccoons.
I was a small child in my bed, and I don't like squirrels.
And
Wow.
he does not like raccoons either, and their tiny hands.
Do you ever see
Tim, did you know this when you chose to be a raccoon?
I did not. But
But
I do love raccoons.
I love raccoons and squirrels.
But anyway, my therapy issues aside, that is what happened last time, and that's where we'll pick up
Let's
today.
go.
So I will turn it over to Menachem to help us get us started in our play and our rituals before we start.
Thank you. So when you play a game, any game, there's a theory called the magic circle. Much discussed, much maligned and debated theory, but the idea that I hold on to is that when you play a game, you move into this space where the rules of daily living don't apply. And something happens in the space, play soccer, play kids on brooms, and you leave the space somewhat transformed. So to help us move into the circle, first we have a couple of questions I like to ask of the players. We each answer, and then we have a name ritual. So today's first question is the usual. What are your thoughts, questions, or concerns about today's game? Don't go first, Tim.
I'm trying not to.
Should I call on somebody?
Yes, because otherwise I'm going.
Yeah. Scott, how you doing?
So often lately, I feel like I've started every game by saying like, well, kind of trepidatious to be here. Da, da, da. Like, I'm really excited to be here tonight. I feel like fully present. And I've been looking forward all week to playing. I think we've been having a lot of conversations about the game outside of the game. And I've been very introspective. So I'm excited to see what choices we're all going to make this week. I'm excited to play to find out. And Tennille.
Yeah, I would say that I'm in a similar place. I'm excited to play to find out. I don't really have too many concerns. I've been really excited about playing with you all today, and looking forward to seeing what happens and what things come up, and how Eliza's going to interact with everyone, and what subtle changes I might be able to impart as we continue today. So it's going to be good. All right, I will popcorn to Menachem.
It's been a emotional week. The rabbi who ordained me went into hospice several days ago, and then late last night moved on from the physical world. And the funeral is coming up on Monday, and so I've just been a whole bunch of emotions and deep sadness, heavy heart. But I really want to be here to get into this game. I'm a little worried that I might be a little distracted, or it's the finale. I really want to have energy for the finale. So I'm hoping I can pull that together and wrap it up in a really good way and get a little glimpse into maybe hooks for my characters next season. Yeah. Lara.
My thoughts. I'm really excited to play tonight. This game is amazing. I really like what we have built. Not just the Lexa Riley stuff, but the whole thing.
I don't know. I love the Lexa.
But I think it'll be nice to play and be able to get into I'm a little sad to say goodbye and put these characters down for a while, but knowing we're coming back to them and that we have so many cool things coming up is going to make it a little easier. But yeah, it's kind of nice having had the emotional climax for my character last time, and now I can just relax and see what happens. So I'm looking forward to that. And Tim, you spoke, so you're next.
Oh, good. I'm excited. I'm really excited for this. I really enjoy playing this game with all of you and experiencing what Calvin is going through, right? Calvin going through this transformational phase, like more than him being this were raccoon. He's trying to fit in with this world that's strange to him, and I'm excited to explore that more. especially with the next season, whenever that may will be. I will popcorn it over to Dustin because I'm concerned about the fire that looks like he's in front of him.
No, well, there is some fire, but it's intentional fire. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But no, I'm just you'll probably hear me say this a bit, as I'm just extremely humbled by how excited everybody is about these characters, and getting into these and all the discussions and everything, and how excited I am about everyone to enjoy this kind of world that I've created here. So I hope everyone enjoys this last little bit, and looking forward to continued discussions on it as well. So yeah, those are my thoughts right now. And I guess it's Kayla. I think you're left, huh?
Yep.
Yep. I am also really excited. I feel like we've gotten to tell a really great story, and that's been fun. I'm also a little bummed that we're gonna like pause and go to something else. Fun stuff, the other stuff, but I think I'm really invested. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't think I'm really anticipating Lexa doing anything this episode. I hope not. I feel like she did a lot last week, so we'll see.
All right, thank you, everybody. One of the things I think has been a theme for us this game has been friendship, relationships, trust. So keep it on the simpler side of that. Vishu. What is friendship? How do you know it's there?
Scott is slowly cuddled by a cat over there.
That's true friendship right there.
That is true friendship.
No, that's not friendship. So, okay. Yes, that's not friendship. Friendship is a reciprocal relationship to me. It's not always balanced, right? But it should be reciprocal. There should be a give and a take with both parties. I think that for me, true friendship, I know, is there more than like an acquaintance or like just someone I see around, by that internal feeling that I have of like affection and attachment. You know, when I am with my friends and I see my friends, I just feel so much fuller and lighter at the same time.
I would say that friendship is about mutual trust and support. And that's why it was so hurtful for Eliza and Riley to hear about that betrayal of, information that was not given to them. And I think Eliza's thought on friendship is that sometimes it can be sacrifice too. And kind of what are you willing to sacrifice for your friend? Not that you necessarily need to always think about that. But I think there have definitely been some scenes Eliza's been in where she's starting to just come into her own a little bit about sacrifice and with her own experience and just identifying what that means to her and how willing she is to, risk life and limb for her friends.
I think about friendship is when I put energy into another person and intention and action. Not only do they receive it, but they give it back. Right? They get you go where your attention is received and where you're given attention and intention. And it doesn't have to be all the time. Right? If you think about Jelly and Lexa, Jelly had like no energy for friends. It didn't mean Lexa stopped coming.
Yeah.
And pulled Jelly out of that place, in a way. So the energy exchange has to be there. It doesn't have to always be 150-50. Just because you trust and know that the other person will give it back when they can.
I think very similar to
You just skip me,
Oh,
Tim.
I'm sorry, I missed
Just
you on
skip-
the list.
Just give me Tim.
I mean, I spoke over you last time, so I might as
How
well.
dare you? All this. First Kelvin.
Calvin like first bites you, then now like
Characters, players, just like
Reclaim your
like
time,
play.
Laura.
Uh-oh, there's bleed.
I apologize.
And we'll talk about all of the bleed that I have been having next week.
Literal or metaphorical?
It's a game term. We'll define it next time.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Get your bandages.
Y'all, I'm a diabetic. I bleed every day. I think for me, friendship is just like, it's a relationship, just like any other relationship. Like, I mean, romantic relationships are on another level, but all the best of my romantic relationships have started as friendships. I think there's a level of fondness and caring that's exchanged, right? I'm a person who's very intensely loyal to my friends. And if someone really needs me, I'm going to drop things and drive 5 hours if I need to, if they absolutely need something and I have to give it to them. Or, I'm able to be on the phone with somebody if they need support. So I think that, and I don't do that for everybody necessarily. The acquaintances, not so much, but I think that a feeling of fondness, support, caring, loyalty, and most of my friends are like family to me. So it's a bond. That's what I have to say about that. So now you can talk, Tim. I took my time back.
Good. Give him permission.
I was waiting for it. So for me, I feel a lot like how Menachem and Laura had stated it, where it's about the relationships and it's about the bonds that you make with people and how those bonds are given back and forth and how you give in and take from them and how you cherish those moments, right? Because you can have bad moments and still move past them into better ones, but it's really about what do you hold on to and what are you willing to give.
Yeah, geez, and I'm trying to think about what I could say that hasn't already been said. But to me, I think it's almost about like spending time with somebody in a friendship is almost like you don't have to be on guard also, right? They understand, like there's a communication and you understand them, they understand you, and you can be your best self. Again, going kind of off of what you're saying, Tim, not that there isn't mistakes and challenges as well. I mean, that's any relationship, right? But yeah, to me, that's something. It's interesting to think about friendship in this time as we've, the last 2 years, it's kind of upended a lot of our relationships, right? That's a whole different discussion. So
I miss my fucking friends.
I don't even know if but anyway, I'm like, do I even have friends anymore? But I consider most of y'all like some of my close friends now at this point, and I'm very grateful for that. Yeah.
I see you guys every week. That's more frequent than almost anybody else in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, over all of CASTT, I've made new friends who I've never been in the same place with.
Yeah.
Except me.
In CASTT, yeah. We get to play stuff. We got to hang out a lot together before times.
Yeah.
Okay, Kayla.
Well, so I'm going to keep it brief because Manaka, what are you doing asking all these questions that are super in depth? It's all right. My answer is love. Friendship is love,
Nice.
and that's it.
That's good.
Yep.
Show off.
Sweet.
Should have warned you. I mean, I didn't. I am very type A, so I can turn anything into a competition, Scott. This was not a competition. That was just the first answer that came into mind.
Thank you, Renee. Yeah.
Renee is right. Menachem
Yes.
asks the
Menachem
best
does ask
question.
the best question.
Y'all inspire me.
Aw, thank you.
So now to go into the circle, we'll do the name ritual, where we'll say our player names and we welcome each other then, again, because we already have tonight. And then we say our character names and everyone repeats the character name to welcome them into this space of play.
So good evening, everybody. I'm Scott, and this is Vader.
Hey,
Hi,
Scott.
Scott.
Hey,
Hi,
Scott.
Vader.
Hello, everyone. This is Roberts, and I don't know if you've ever met my what are they
Cat.
called?
Familiar.
Familiar. Thank you. Yes, my familiar Shadow.
Hello,
Roberts.
Roberts.
and
Hello.
Shadow.
Roberts and
And
Shadow.
Shadow.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tennille,
Hello,
Hello,
Tennille.
Tennille.
Hey, Tennille.
Hey, Tennille.
and I play Eliza Goldenflower.
Hello,
Hey,
Eliza.
Eliza.
Eliza Goldenflower. My name is Menachem,
Hello, Menachem.
Hello,
Hello,
Menachem.
Hi, Manaka.
and I play the Jalanthar Tristan Gallant, also known as Jelly.
Hello, Jelly.
Hey, Jelly.
Hi,
Hello,
Jelly.
the Jalanthar
Hi.
Tristan Gallant.
Oh
Jelly.
my God, Tim.
It's an evolving relationship between
It is.
me and
It's
Calvin.
yeah. It's going. It's yeah.
Alvin's gonna get all the names now,
Yep,
not
yep.
just one. I'm Lara
Hey,
Hello,
Lara.
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 Laura.
Riley.
I'm sorry,
Riley.
Riley.
Right.
Hi,
Riley.
bestie.
I'm Tim. Hello.
Hey,
Hello,
Tim.
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 I play Calvin.
Hello, Kevin.
Hey,
Hello,
Calvin.
Hi.
Hi, Calvin.
Calvin.
And I am Dustin.
Hello, Dustin.
Dustin.
Hello,
Hello,
Dustin.
Dustin.
And tonight I am your humble game master.
Hello,
Good evening, Game Master.
Hello,
Good
Game
evening,
Master.
humble
Mercy on us,
Game
Game Master.
Oh no. My name is Kayla,
Hey,
Hello,
Kayla.
Hey, Kayla.
Hi, Kayla.
Hi, Kayla.
and I play Lexa Trugood.
Hello,
Good evening, Ms.
Hello,
Truga.
Alexa.
Hello,
Hey,
Alexa.
Alexa.
All right, and we'll move into our play tonight. Just real quick, Tim was concerned about my burning situation over here, so I like to enjoy some rituals from time to time. I haven't been doing it with every stream, but I thought for this last stream I wanted to do something. So I have some bay leaves, some dried bay leaves. I'm not fortunate enough to have bay grow wild around me like you Californians over there.
Mhm.
But I do have one in a pot that I enjoy, and some dried lavender here as well. So I've been kind of burning these plants as a ritual and kind of a smudge, if you will. The bay, among other things, is said to have multiple uses, including success and victory, as well as being an anxiety reducer. And lavender can be peaceful, calming, balancing, and help with clarity of mind. So
Man, you should have told Calvin all that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Calvin should do his
I'm really surprised
research
Calvin doesn't know.
and pay attention in his classes more, as we established last time.
Good point.
So
Or he
yes.
could ask Riley, who will not give him an answer now.
It's gonna be interesting.
Friendship is being tested, huh?
Uh-huh.
All right, so let's pick up our play tonight. I wanted to pick up on Saturday evening. For those who may have missed or may not remember, we are basically, the captain is planning to make his move on the faculty and some heads of the houses when they meet on Sunday evening. So we are picking up Saturday evening, and we're going to start, as we didn't get much with Roberts last time, on the ship and kind of what's going on over there the night before, as you have finished up your protection charm, as we saw a brief scrying in our last session, and kind of having a little bit of a letdown and a brief moment here with the captain to maybe talk a little openly and honestly about what's happening or what's going on. And you are on the ship. There is a pizza box with some of New Haven's finest Pepe's pizza. And yeah.
I still find this so strange, sir, that you have to order the cheese. It should come with cheese.
It's the herbs in the sauce, believe it or not. Secret I found is magical herbs. Can you believe it?
I mean, I remember Barbados quite well. No doubt about magic herbs
Oh,
of
those
all
are-
variety.
Yes, there are many. Sure. I heard you speaking with your mother.
Yes. Well, if I don't survive this, I suppose I wouldn't want the last thing I've said to her being, "Fuck you, you heinous bitch, I hope you die." So,
Oh no.
yeah. Seemed the right thing to do.
Cares for you, you know. She just wants the best for her legacy.
Yes, well, I grew up in I spent most of the time in the cottage, sometime in London as well, and she was barely around. I mean, she was there in the house tending to the estate, but I was raised by servants.
Yeah, well,
You'd think if she cared, she'd have been involved. At least my father made no illusions that he gave a shit.
families can be difficult sometimes. Doesn't mean they don't love you or care for you. Families just have different ways of showing it, I suppose.
I suppose I love her. I just angry. Couldn't do well enough in school to get their attention. I couldn't do poorly enough in school to get their attention. It doesn't matter.
He kind of, as you're sitting, he stands up and he kind of puts a hand on your shoulder. For what it's worth, I think it's quite noble of you, what you're choosing to do. I obviously can't make you do it. You ever think about who you want to be? Not who they want you to be? And he like hands you a drink.
Swirl it around and take a sip.
Anyway, kind of a rhetorical question. You don't have to answer that. How some music would be great, don't you think?
You still have your fiddle.
Definitely. Yeah.
And I take my wand out of my sleeve and chant some stuff in Creole as I whip my wand back and forth to enchant the fiddle to begin playing like a ballad.
Okay.
Do I need to roll for that?
I'm just gonna say it happens here at this point. And yeah, I picture the two of you sitting out on the deck of the ship, and this music kind of playing, and we kind of zoom out and we see the water and the ship and the water, and kind of the silhouettes, a little bit of light on the ship, and the silhouettes of the two of you having drink, having a slice of pizza, music, and what looks like some laughter, some sharing of stories together. And so we're going to kind of jump a little bit from there to the next night. It is Sunday night, so the societies will be meeting. And everyone will be at their respective societies. Oh, so Roberts, the plan is for you to kind of show up at this secret meeting and just kind of be there and be like, hey, as kind of basically bait, right? And the captain plans to come in and try and reverse what they're doing in a surprise moment, basically. And he would have shared this plan with you. But he needs you to draw their attention away, since they seem rather upset with you.
So knowing the group as I do, I know they wouldn't forgive me if I didn't give them some kind of heads up. So I send group text saying, 8:00. The secret meeting is where?
Oh, that's a good. You think I would have prepared that part at least, huh?
Okay. I'll pick.
I'm gonna take a look at my map here, actually,
Okay.
and some of the buildings on Yale.
But so I'll say like 8:00 at this location. Steer clear. If you want to stay safe, and then I'll send a separate message to Jelly. Just saying. You if I if I survive, I'll take you up on that drink. And I wouldn't and if you survive, I wouldn't say no to the drink. And if you decide to come, be ready to fight without magic. Or if you decide to come, bring the swords.
Okay.
Sorry, we couldn't have that drink before. You better survive. Text back. Does the group have any discussion about this at this point?
Are
Calvin
we
still don't know where his phone
are
is,
we
so.
together? Yeah, Lexa.
Yeah, Lexa and Calvin don't.
I don't know
Joey,
where my
you,
phone
me,
went.
and Eliza are the only ones getting these texts.
Yeah, I don't know where Lexa's phone is.
So is this, are you sending out these messages on Saturday night, or is this on Sunday now, would you say?
I would have probably sent it like Sunday, midday or something.
Okay.
Enough time for them to make plans one way or another.
So I guess that's where it's going down.
Let's get everybody together. My old friends can't find their freaking phones.
I was unconscious for like a whole day. I
So
got
was
knocked
I.
out. I'm sorry. I didn't.
But you don't see that message.
Oh my god.
I know you can't help it. I can be a little surly.
Should we meet in Lex's room? I can get Calvin.
Let's do it.
I guess.
Eliza will go down the hallway. I imagine that Calvin's in our same building, but on the other side.
It's the building next door. So it's,
It's
like,
the building next
Yeah.
door. That's right.
it's right next.
So yeah, I'll slip into that building.
Riley
Wait for
slowly
somebody to
walks
open the
down
door.
the hall until Eliza gets back.
You want to wait for me to show up? Knock on your door?
Sure.
All right, when we're all together. Well, it's almost time.
So, what is the plan?
I don't know.
Wait, but how do you know Lex is in the room?
We're probably all standing outside of your room.
In the hallway for anyone walking by to hear. What's the plan?
What's the plan?
Oh my god.
Is Lexa in her room?
Yeah, I don't know where else she'd be.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go open the door.
Of course.
Of course you're gonna open the door.
And so,
All right.
Calvin, you should
like-
knock.
It's like pitch black in the room.
Get your blackout curtains up.
Yeah.
Hello?
Lex is 100% brooding.
Sorry to bother you, but it's all going down in a few hours.
She's like half asleep. Calvin.
Yes.
Why do you just walk in? Why do you just walk in?
Well, there's a thing happening that we're supposed to be planning for, but I'm not sure what we're supposed to do.
He also has just walked into your room half of his life. So,
So it's just like apparently my room is the meeting place now.
well, we figured you were here.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. So Robert sent a group text.
He also texted me
And-
separately.
Oh, he did.
Okay.
Told me where it's going down, and that if we show up, there's no magic be able to be used.
and so this is going to be
And
at
he-
Rosenfeld Hall.
He
It's a
said,
little bit off
if I survive.
campus.
Okay.
And he said, if I survive. So the danger sounds real.
Okay.
If he survives what?
I don't think he can say.
Are we okay?
And so with the timing that Roberts gave you, you would know that this is kind of during or just after dinner for Sunday night with the societies, basically.
I'm sure I could have said. It's
Yeah.
just
Well, I was going to text you back anyway. And
it's just
Um,
him. I wish I could.
So what's the plan?
well, the question remains, do we go protect him? Or do we stay out of it and clean up afterwards?
Is there a chance he may perish?
If I survive.
Yes, there is a chance,
Yeah,
Calvin.
Calvin.
I think the real question here is he our friend?
I don't want to see him die.
He may be an ass, but he doesn't deserve to die.
He did give me a present. And I pull out the dagger.
He's
Hey,
the dagger.
Calvin, you probably shouldn't be waving that
Great.
around like that.
Great.
Well, that's nice that he gave you a gift.
I suppose I could scry again on what's happening. And we can be nearby.
So we are going to spy.
Wait.
Yes.
I don't know if I should do that.
And if we do go and no magic can be used, we need a way out.
Yeah.
I've been in lots of trouble lately.
Yes.
And the spying sounds like a bad idea.
So Lexa's ring still has whatever. It's still, the magic should still be in it.
And the dragon's teardrop still has
and
energy in
Eliza's
it.
knife.
Mhm.
I
A
was
pocket
able-
knife.
Yeah. I was able to use the energy in the dragon's blood tear to escape from the room without magic.
Did Calvin have something? I feel like I forget about something that Calvin had. That
No, I don't think Kelvin was hit with anything.
okay.
Yeah, maybe you did not have anything. Well, maybe you
And
just
Riley
didn't have
doesn't have
anything
anything
on
either.
you that was like any sort of
It was
Yeah.
like just
heirloom
the
or anything like that.
people that were hit.
Okay.
And
Just your like
I'm gonna
pickled
knock 'em.
dandelion greens and your rabbit
Oh my God.
pellets and your.
I'm sure I got something.
But so I'm fine. We can do. I mean, he doesn't deserve to die. So
So the other thing that that might be tricky is like this. You're trying to time this when you're supposed to be at your societies also. So you would all be
yeah,
in different places.
not sure Lexa wants to go to hers.
Okay.
I'm mildly terrified.
To be honest, I think I missed a few of those classes this year so far.
Okay, so are we supposed to go to our meetings?
I'm guessing there'll be some professors absent from those meetings.
Since
It's
they're
not
gonna
like
make the
they would
secret
even
meeting.
notice.
Okay.
And again, the other thing that you would know, you've been to some of these meetings, right? That on Sunday nights, there are the professors who they kind of excuse themselves in the middle of dinner because they have another meeting. They're like, oh, must go, so it's after kind of
Can we
everything.
just go and like sneak out? Do we have to go to these meetings?
And I assume people leave them sometimes early, right?
Yeah.
If you
I mean,
need,
the expectation is that you're there twice a week, Thursdays and
I mean,
Sundays.
But what
Alexa
happened?
left the other one at dinner last time. Right.
Oh yeah, I did.
What's that?
Around
Alexa
the
left
time.
at dinner the last meeting we had.
Yeah.
That was on a Thursday. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think. I think Lexa's not going.
Okay.
I am looking for this Rosenfield Hall and I'm not finding it on the map.
Yeah, it's not quite on the map that I have provided. It's a little bit off of that, unfortunately.
Oh,
So I'll
okay.
go wherever you need me to go, Jelly. I'm just gonna put on some fresh clothes because I
Can we
think I've
just
been like in these clothes since I was attacked.
do the texting?
But you don't have your phone.
Jelly,
Yes.
can we just do the texting from your phone?
What do you mean?
Mr. Roberts, where you go?
You mean
Didn't he
Roberts
tell
give
us?
us more details? We know where
Yes.
he's going to be and when he's going to be there.
Yeah, I think it's how involved we want to get is what Jelly's asking, Calvin.
Well,
I will text Roberts back. Is there anything else you want to tell us about this?
I text back the purple devil smiley face. And say, I'm going to pick a fight.
So actually, this Rosenfeld Hall is like a couple blocks down from the Book and Snake Tomb, down Grove Street.
Grove Street.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
It's just off the map there a little bit that I've provided. So
Okay,
like-
that's helpful. Thank you.
it's a couple of blocks down.
Is there a public place nearby we could gather?
You're asking Roberts this?
No.
I think generally.
Oh, he would
Is
have
there-
a Starkey
Is there
answer.
conveniently a park next door?
I'm looking at an actual map. Hey, don't worry, the Yale Hospital is not far away.
There's an auditorium.
There's a couple like little coffee shops.
gotta be, like,
There's a pizza place. There's Haven Hot Chicken and Brugger's
Did you say a
Bagels.
pizza place?
Are you hungry, Calvin?
Yeah.
So I guess, Jelly, what if we went to the pizza place and we could scry at the pizza place?
Are we gonna stay there for 3 more sessions and keep playing?
No.
Once again, it's a pizza place.
No.
I don't think we can exactly scry inside a pizza place.
Right.
That's
Could you?
Well,
You should
Right.
go
in
to
the
the hot chicken
bathroom.
place.
what?
You should go to the hot chicken place.
Hot chicken place.
You think they have good Nashville hot
There's
chicken?
also hot chicken,
up there?
Calvin. Why don't we just start walking in that direction?
We could
And
be in an alley if we have to.
yeah,
Do they have
There's
alleys?
also
in New
the
Haven?
cemetery is just like a block or two down too, and you would know that, Riley, as
So then Riley's gonna say there's also a cemetery nearby.
Book and Snake is right across the street from the cemetery. So the Grove Street
Perfect.
Cemetery.
Cemetery?
we're going to the cemetery.
Does anyone else find that disturbing?
I'm gonna hit Calvin. Are you trying to make things harder?
No.
Okay. In our like whisper, our whisper talk,
Yeah.
because
That we
Calvin
can
can't.
all hear
Because
you
Calvin
say.
can't whisper.
It's less likely that there will be people around
It's fine.
that late at night.
The cemetery sounds great. That's a great idea. We're gonna go to the cemetery.
Yeah, there's a really good chance that people aren't going to be there because there's a gate that's closed and locked.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's
The
perfect.
cemeteries are closed in the evening.
Right.
Yep.
Well, that's perfect. Let's go. Lex is leaving her dorm room.
Well, we have to go to our meetings and leave our meetings early.
Lex is not
meet-
going to her
meet-
meeting.
Okay, then meet at the cemetery as close to 8 o'clock as you can.
Great. What time is it now?
Well, we're gonna jump over. We're gonna do a little bit of
Great.
to
Perfect.
kind of just keep things moving. And Roberts,
Nope.
you find yourself standing outside Rosefeld Hall. This hall used to belong to one of the societies some time ago, and they've kind of fallen from their. Some say there was a curse on this society, St. Elmo's, and they made some poor choices and sold their tomb, their building on campus, and they've never quite recovered since then. It is now used as offices for Yale, and also this is kind of the, I don't think we really talked about this too much, but this is one of the places where a lot of your classes are. This is kind of the hub outside of the societies for the magical schools as well. So the professors' offices are in here. It's not a huge building, but this is, you find yourself walking up. It's kind of shaped like, it faces, it's on the corner of two cross streets, but it's kind of shaped like this facing, and there's a sidewalk that goes from the corner point of where into the building, and then the hall goes out that way. And so you find yourself standing outside, and you see a light on inside the building.
So Roberts is dressed in tight black leather pants and like a poofy black shirt, so you can move well in it. Silk shirt to, catch any sword blades. He's got his rapier. He's got he actually has taken the family ring off of his necklace and put it on his pinky finger, and has the pendant or the charm that he made with the captain now on his chain.
Are you keeping that out, or are you keeping that hidden?
That's tucked into his shirt.
Okay.
And he's whistling merrily. The harmony for London Calling by The Clash. And does he know which room to go to?
You could see a light on from the outside, and having had classes in here, you can deduce where they may be meeting. Sure.
So he
so what do you have on you as you're going up?
Originally I said I was going to have a revolver, and now I'm feeling like that maybe is overboard. So he's not going to be walking through New Haven with
handgun.
With a handgun.
A pistol.
I've changed my mind on that. So he's got the sword, he's got the necklace, he's got the family ring, he's got the compass that he carried with all throughout the Merchant Marines. So these objects that have like significant emotional value, that have like that little vestige of magical energy just from like the emotional content attached to them. And he's got his broom. And he'll actually, is there like a tree or something near the window where they are?
Yeah, there's some trees out front in like the little courtyard before you go into the building.
So
couple small trees, but they're there. Yeah.
I imagine he would kind of like transform the moped that he usually has back into the broom, and like glide up into the tree as cover, so that he can see into the window to make sure that the teachers are in there.
So you're gonna ride the broom up to the window?
Yeah.
Okay. So did you have any, like, you have the rapier on you, you said, right? Did you have any other weapons? So you said you're not gonna have the pistol. Any other weapons concealed or anything like that?
He has a small hunting knife.
Okay.
In a I'm literally reading this off of my inventory. A small hunting knife in a supple leather sheath that he probably would have like tucked inside of his boots.
Okay. Just so I know kind of going at like what you have on you. So give me a flight check to see how stealthily you ride up to the broom and try and peek in the window.
Well, I have a +1. Holy wow.
So that was an exploding. So you only have a D4 stat in your flight, but that was an 8 there.
It's my worst stat.
That was an exploding 4. So
Wow, good job.
this
Did
was
it
not a
explode
very
twice?
There was a reason why I didn't want to take Lexa back on my broom, Riley.
Is this a magic or a skill check?
This is just a skill check, because he's kind of going up on his broom to stealthily try and look in the window. So
My bolting 4000, one of the fastest brooms out there.
Only exploded once,
yeah. So
but
yeah.
it's a decent number though. 8.
So yeah, you skillfully transform the moped back into a broom, and without much detection from anyone on the street, as it's a little darker, or anyone in the room, you can see this group of professors sitting here around the table discussing whatever it seems to be discussing. You're outside, so you don't really notice much.
Do I have a sense of
Or hear
whether
much.
it would be like I, Scott, don't have a sense of what would be the right thing to do here, but based on what Roberts and the captain talked about, do I have a sense of whether it'd be better to just like burst through the window on my broom and start slinging magic, or if I should like go in and like kick the door in and be like, hello, assholes?
That was my thought of how it would be like, hey, I heard y'all are looking for me, kind of, so that they could like capture you. What's the move that
I'm a distraction.
What is the move that Black Widow uses where she intentionally gets captured so that then she can get in
I
and
know what
beat
you're
the
talking
crap out of
about.
them? But yeah, like that's kind of the idea. Like you're just gonna walk in and like basically like get yourself, you're gonna get captured, and that's where you're the bait.
Okay. So I'll land back down in that case.
Yeah. And so as you're up on the broom and you're kind of coming down, you feel this familial chill kind of come over you, knowing that the leech must be somewhere nearby now, as it seems like maybe it's tracked you.
This is perfect. So last time I used like all of my anger and channeled it into my sword and kind of like burst it on fire. So I take my wand out and I think about how the professors have wronged the captain, and then I think about how mad I am that my father was never around, and mad at myself for not talking to my mother all these years. And I channel all of that into I'm still a little unclear. Fight is my best skill. I imagine fight being something like casting like big evocations, like say a fireball. But I don't know if that's the case or not.
I mean, yeah, I mean, anything where you'd be making kind of an aggressive move towards somebody, right? With the intention of impacting them with something, I would say. And they're all kind of open to interpretation. So, I mean, if you can kind of sell it to me, and it makes sense, I have no problem going with that.
So actually, instead of a fireball, which could cause heinous destruction, let's do something a little bit a little bit more refined. I shoot like a fire arrow into their office from the ground. And I'm picking fire specifically because I remember the leeches didn't like heat and warmth.
Okay.
Um,
So you're just gonna like try and launch this into the window from outside?
Yep.
Sure. Make a fight roll for me then.
So for clarification, what time is it? And have we started gathering already?
Yeah, we'll say that this is about the time that he told you. We'll say we're saying 8 o'clock. So roll so that's a 3 so far. So roll a d4 for your magic die as well.
I'm going to be using adversity tokens. My best freaking skill. Like I never get to cast any damn magic. Oh, it exploded.
That's an exploding 4. So you're up to 7. Roll that d4 again.
And then you did amazing on your worst.
And then
skill.
roll that
Ooh,
d4 again.
11, 12.
So that's a 12 total. Okay. So what happens is you channel, there's this moment where you pull upon your energy and the magic weaving around you to shoot this flaming arrow through the window into where they are. And as you're doing it, you see it flying towards, and as you're concentrating on the spell, you suddenly realize or remember something that you were told in class, that this building is protected, that it shields magic from going out. And as you're doing this, you're wondering, oh shit, does that shield magic from coming in also? So that like it basically protect, like if something bad were to go wrong, it wouldn't be noticed down on the street. And as you're realizing this, as this is flying towards the window, you channel all of that anger and resentment and disgust for what has happened to your mentor, the captain. And as it hits the window, it seems to manage to find a crack in this protective spell and make it through. I rolled an 11 on my roll against this. So you managed just over it with your exploding dice. And you hear a little bit of you hear some noises as people move around, and you see shadows looking out the window down towards you.
And I shot up. Oi, assholes! Send your blasted leeches after me, will you? Come down and fight me like men. And I'll light my sword with fire.
Okay. And so you're out in the courtyard still.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. A few moments later, you see a figure appear in front of you and walk out the entrance to Rosenfeld Hall. And you recognize this as Professor Belafonte.
Which one was that?
He's the head of Skull and Bones.
He was not the one I hit.
No, that was Zell.
I feel like this is Darth
He's the one
Vader.
that checked on Lexa after.
Okay.
Yes. Nice trick. Magic, I guess, is stronger than I expected, getting through the wards. Come in. Let's have a chat. Humperdinck.
Tim.
Is he? How close is he?
Oh, he's let's see. He's at least like 50 to 60 feet. Like you're kind of in the middle of the courtyard and he's just come out of the building. So he's probably about 50 to 60 feet away from you, we'll say. And we're going to pause there for a moment, actually, because we're going to go over to what the rest of the group is doing.
Okay.
At this point.
I mean, coming into the name would be fun.
What's that?
Harry, getting to see what his name was would be fun. Anyway, yeah. I think before we went to our dinners, I wanted to put some of the swords in the graveyard, in the cemetery.
Okay. I'm sure you could have coordinated that with Riley very easily, since Riley is right across the street before going to Book and Snake.
Yeah.
So yeah, Riley, you could have easily stashed him over there and then head over.
Oh, and they expect us to be over in the cemetery.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, so the gates are locked. I'm going to say that you have a key to have access to this at any time you want as part of Scroll and Key, since this is an important part of your society.
She's in Book and Snake.
Sorry.
Oh,
Book and
are you
Snake.
talking about Lexa?
There's too many S and B's and K's and
No, Riley would. So yes, I meant Book and Snake. Thank you.
Before we all leave Lexa's room, Eliza would have gathered up some flashlights.
Okay.
And would have handed out one to each of them and say, just in case. I mean, I always have one on me, but just in case.
So what, how many flashlights would you have on you? Like, do you have just one that you keep for yourself?
I just have one on me, but like when Eliza, like after the whole evening and everything went down and she thought we might end up fighting this thing, she thought like a flashlight would be really important for for what we might come across. So I think I have just one, but I have I'm saying that my character gathered up other flashlights to make sure that each of her friends had at least one.
Okay, so I'm going to say this, and I don't know how many of these you could do. I'm looking at your thing. If you want to use your prepared stat for this, you can spend 2 adversity tokens to have 1 commonplace item on you. So in order to become prepared and get more flashlights, it would require you. I'll be generous on this, I guess, and say you could spend, because I see you don't have too many adversity tokens left right now, that you could spend, you can get 2 flashlights for 2 adversity tokens. Spending those, I'll let you get 2 instead of just like 1 commonplace item.
Can we go to the store?
You could.
Yeah,
also.
you guys could just go to the store and
like
get
I was
one.
thinking, I want hairspray and a lighter, or someone should have hairspray and a lighter.
Do we have time for that?
We had a few hours. I mean, do you guys have
time to prepare? I feel like this is like a Fortune in the Dark game right now, where we're doing a flashback to preparing.
A montage.
So yes,
so I think instead of spending a token, I would just advise everyone to have a flashlight.
Okay, and you bring yours.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What does everyone else do with that advice then? Or let's do this. Maybe everybody can prepare one thing prior to this for getting ready. So the Jalanthara gets hairspray and something combustible to light it with, or bug spray or something like that would be easily attainable. Riley, I'm going to say that you're spending that to stash the swords in the cemetery then as a way of preparing.
Yeah. I was like, maybe she would make some more, but no magic works there. So not going to make any more charms. Nope.
Okay.
Not going to do that.
Why are we putting the swords in the cemetery?
You want to carry them to your society meeting with you?
Yeah, she's gonna carry it with her.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
And anyone who says something against her, she's gonna give them a
I'm
look.
waiting for
my
someone to
God.
give her some looks walking around campus with a
Yeah.
sword.
You can get us like a
No, I mean,
Zorro.
The
Okay.
non-magical users.
It's gonna be wrapped up and it's gonna be like in her
Yeah.
backpack and stuff. So it's not like
Cosplay.
she's waving it around
Okay.
or anything.
Okay.
But
I like this
the
idea that
hand will
there's
be
like a
out.
wrapped up hilt of a sword
Yeah.
sticking out
Sticking
of your
out in her
backpack.
backpack. Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we don't have time to go into all of that, but yes,
Yeah.
sure. Lexa, what are you doing then for
I have no
preparing?
idea. I have no idea
Flashlight.
what this is. So
Do you understand why I suggest you have a flashlight?
no, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so I guess you still haven't read my text. So
She doesn't have a phone.
okay.
Yeah, she doesn't.
I mean,
Okay, so the
yeah, no, I
leeches,
don't have my phone.
so magic doesn't really harm a leech. What you need is like sunlight.
Okay.
Sunlight or light or any sort of thing like that
Great.
like that is what you can use to fight against a leech. So that's why
Gotcha.
I think all of us should have a flashlight if we can't use our magic.
Okay. I guess I'll dig around for a flashlight.
Okay. And Calvin,
Oh, Calvin's preparing a potion.
a potion?
Mhm.
Okay. Can I ask what this is, or are you gonna save that to surprise me?
I won't save it. I'm gonna say I'm going into my room. My room probably has a bunch of weird like ingredients in it. So I'm gonna take some fireflies, some fireflies in a jar and other things that create light, and mix a potion together that'll like create light.
Okay.
You're
Sure.
gonna glow.
Another thing that can harm it is warmth.
Okay.
So fireworks just as well as a
I
flashlight.
feel like Riley's probably got a lighter, because of like burning herbs and stuff for rituals with the planchette. So
Okay. Maybe matches or a lighter or
Mhm.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can let you decide on that. Sure. Yeah. So you all prepare those things and meet up at the cemetery. And the doors, the gates, there's these large gates to the cemetery, and when you get there, you see that it's left open just like a small amount. And you're assuming that Riley has left it open for you.
Now I'm going to cast my scrying spell on Roberts.
So
Sure.
we're all together.
Sounds like it,
Okay.
unless someone didn't show up.
I do want to say it seems a little out of character that Eliza would just leave the secret society group, but she says absolutely nothing about it.
Okay.
I want this scrying to last an hour, since it goes from a few minutes to an hour. So
How long did you say you want it to be?
an hour.
An hour. Okay. And so what is this? Do you bring anything to have that like to keep the scrying so everyone can see it, or how are you casting that exactly? Is it something that you can just see? I guess that's my thought.
Well, the way I imagined it this time and last was that it's like a portal, except it doesn't transport. It just shows what's on the other side of the portal. So kind of like we'll have a little view screen in front of us that's a
Okay.
portal.
What if we
Maybe.
did it that like you brought a crystal ball with you or something to
Well,
project it on?
I was thinking, what if we did it onto a tablet or a cell phone?
Okay, sure. That's cool. I like that.
Mm.
Like using the
Reflective surface.
And basically superimpose the portal onto the tablet,
Mm-hmm.
into the tablet. Because I'm also thinking that I'm going to open it into a transporting portal if we need it.
Okay.
So it's going to get big enough to walk through.
So as you head to the Grove Street Cemetery, there's these large pillars, and above it you see an inscription that says, "The dead shall be raised." And you walk through, and a little bit around the corner you can find kind of a private spot to sit down in the dark and do this. So I'm gonna need a roll from you. Do you remember what magic we used last time?
I think it was brains, because
Brains.
it says in brains, when you want to see into a different space or time,
Okay.
a different place in space or time. So
So you're gonna need a brains roll of 7 on this to make it last an hour. I didn't see it yet.
You
What
didn't
do
even see it. Yeah.
Nailed it.
And
seven.
that's not
7.
even the magic roll, right?
7 on the
Oh,
dot.
I didn't even add the magic die.
Yeah, so you can add the magic die to that, but that's gonna be a success. Yeah. So an 8 total. Yeah, so you speak a few words and concentrate, having done this not too long ago. Do you pull out your cell phone? Do you pull out another phone? Is this the cracked screened and somewhat disrepaired phone of Calvin Knobs that you happen to have? Or
Oh, I happen to have an old phone of Calvin's.
I just have this hilarious idea that some reason you were holding on to Calvin can't find his phone.
You had
He
his
doesn't
phone this
know-
whole time.
and you've had it for some reason and you just forgot about it, or you are like planning to use it for this. And I don't know if that makes sense, but it was just a thought I had.
Sure, it could be Calvin's phone. It doesn't have to work, it just has to have.
Yep.
Right. No, it's dead. He hasn't charged it. But Calvin, you recognize as he pulls it out, and you just had that thought, like, is that my phone? Because you've noticed the familiar cracked pattern on the screen a little bit
That sounds
as he
right.
casts a spell on it. And you see
I found this as I was coming here.
what's
That
that?
also checks out.
I found it as I was coming here. It was on the ground.
Yes, I like that. And as you cast this scrying spell, you hear, "Humperdinck, nice of you to join us."
Humperdinck.
What is Humperdinck?
Robert's his name.
Don't
apparently.
say that
That's his-
name, you son of a bitch.
That's his name.
Come on inside. Let's have a chat.
No, I'm not an idiot. I'm not going inside with all of you. Fight me here, fool.
If that's how you wish
And
to
I'm
have it.
walking towards him this whole time we're having this conversation.
Sure. Make a let me see. Make a brawn roll for me.
Stat,
What's that?
stat or magic?
Stat.
Yeah.
So that's a 9. As you start walking towards, you just realized that you didn't check your 6. And Professor Zell moves up behind you and casts a spell on you, and threads come around to wrap around you. He rolled
That's
an
not
11
good.
and you rolled a 9.
I
So
use my adversity tokens.
you use 2 adversity, or how many adversity tokens are you using? You're
I
gonna
need
need to
to-
use 3 to beat his roll, basically.
That's fine.
But just get captured.
I mean,
No,
because
I'll,
it technically, well, it would be a snap. Wouldn't it be like, it wouldn't be a planned thing anyway? Don't those work differently?
That's right, because this is like a fight roll, basically. So this is gonna happen. You can try and do something else.
Okay, so I can't use adversity to overcome it. So
yeah, because
okay, that's
the
fine.
way that like opposed rolls work. Thanks, Kayla, on that.
So this is going to happen. So as the rings start closing on me, we've been, I joined Wolf's Head. We've been doing all this transfiguration magic. So I turn into a black cat and hop through the rings as they close around me, or at least that's what I try to do.
Sure, this is going to require another roll on your part.
Sure.
What have we said? We've been saying charm, I believe, for the transfiguration type magic. Okay, so make a charm roll for me. You're currently being held by these, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult.
Okay.
As you kind of being held.
What the shit?
So I'm gonna say you're gonna need.
You also get to roll a d4.
Well, we don't know what he needs yet.
I need
true.
don't look at what I rolled.
So you're gonna need, I'm trying to decide on this what it's gonna be. I'm gonna say that you're gonna need an 8 on this. And so I'm looking over and seeing you rolled a couple
I rolled
of
a
natural
4.
ones. So a 4 total. So as you go to transform, you feel a surge come through these, like this rope, more or less, like holding you, that seems to prevent your transformation from happening. And then Professor Belafonte just kind of chuckles. Oh, it's great to watch you squirm, I'm sure. Professor Zell's enjoying this.
Can I try something else?
Yeah, he kind of moves and is bringing you into the building now, but if you want to try something else, sure.
I mean, I still have a flaming sword.
You're a cat. What?
Well, he didn't. He wasn't able to transform into the cat.
I wasn't able to transform.
But when would you still be holding the?
So I'm actually going to say that the sword's been dropped.
Oh, no!
Because like as this comes around and like kind of like you're holding the sword, moving towards Professor Belafonte, and Professor Zell came up behind you and flanked you basically, and you weren't prepared for that. And as that hit you, you kind of dropped your sword on your failed rolls. That's going to be the consequence on that.
So then I'm going to do. So
I'm going to say the magic's going to go out of the sword as you let go of it. Also, you're not channeling it through anymore.
So then can they, like, if I do so earlier, one of the Tennille, I think, or Eliza did a message spell. Can they like trace that if I do that right in front of them?
I'm going to give you a chance to do one more thing here as these kind of ropes are tightening around you and really limiting your mobility. So this would be like your last chance to do something. And y'all see this, or
can we see all
Jelly,
this?
you see this happening.
Something about that, Jelly?
I think we have to wait till the plan moves further along.
Was this the plan?
It looks quite dire.
Not yet.
But the captain's going to come in.
Yeah.
And I mean,
he's not alone.
They said that Roberts was the bait. And
how do we know that the bait will not be eaten?
We keep watching and we get ready.
So with my I'm gonna send a message back to Eliza.
Okay.
The way she did to me.
So I'll hear it in my head.
That's the goal. And the message, it's a visual of like of where I dropped my sword. And then like this is how Roberts thinks. He's like sending you like he's sending you a picture with text. It's grab my sword, winky face.
God.
And
God.
and a picture of like where he dropped the sword on in the quad.
Sure.
That's what he's trying to do.
How are you trying to do this? You're trying to do like a message into her head, or are you trying to do some sort of magic that would cause your cell phone to magically transmit a message without you doing it?
Oh, I like that even more. I forget.
I mean, the way that you mentioned the emojis, I just kind of thought of that in some way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would. I.
So then it wouldn't be in my head, it would be on my phone then.
Yes. So
Yeah.
it's not directly into your head. You gave me the idea. So it's basically like a magic text message.
Yes.
Reverse engineering the previous spell.
Yes.
Yes. This is actually going to be a little easier because this is something that can happen more naturally of sending a text message versus trying to send a message in somebody's head, right?
Yes. I like that.
Um,
You're probably going to make this. I'm assuming this is going to be a brains roll. I'd be fine if it was charm.
do you remember how we did it last time, Tennille, when I had you do that message?
Oh. I think it was brains.
I'm going to say this is charm, Robert.
I'm using the phone.
Yeah, well, creating an illusion, right? You're
Yeah.
almost like charming the phone into sending this illusionary message for you.
That is my jam.
Okay.
No, I'm looking at my notes and it was charm.
Okay.
My dice.
You are not having good rolls.
Nope. Earlier
You say
I
that
did.
this is something that you've done before, though.
Have I could see using magic to like text people.
You just didn't want to get up to get your phone, so you just like
Texted us. Yeah.
That actually makes sense.
Or I was busy
That's on
doing
point for him.
something.
Yeah.
I was busy doing something with someone, but wanted to text someone about something else for later.
that also tracks. So yeah, so I'm gonna say you've cast this spell a few times before. You've done this instantaneously. So this is actually not going to be very difficult. You only need a 3 on this one.
I did it.
That's a
He got a
Just
4.
like rolling
you rolled
2
snake eyes again. You rolled another.
I think that's just Dustin being a very generous DM.
I didn't
4
look at it. No,
ones in a row.
He didn't even look at the rolls.
I didn't look at the roll first that time. I'm going off of like the chart basically.
No backsies.
It's something that could happen naturally. I mean, you could send text messages with a phone. So that's +1. It's a book or smaller. That's +1. It's instantaneous, so it's 0 for the length. And he's cast it before, so that's another +1. So it's just a plus. He needs to get a 3 to do it. So the idea is the easier something is to do, and the more that you've practiced it, the easier it becomes to do. When you try and like open up an alternate reality inside somebody's head, that becomes more difficult.
Makes sense.
So Eliza is a person who looks at her phone whenever she gets a text.
Wow, you are holding on to this. You are salty.
Salt of the earth.
So yeah,
salt of the earth. Yeah. So
as
I mean, did you want to describe it, Dustin, or?
So yeah, so as Roberts, as if anybody's looking at the phone with the scrying spell on it, you see Roberts now being pulled in to the building, and as he's being pulled into Rosenfeld Hall, you receive a text message on your phone, Eliza, from Roberts, and you're like, how did he do that exactly? But basically telling the message is a number of emojis. There's a sword, What else? There's
It was the
there's-
picture of the sword on the ground where I dropped it.
And text that said, grab
my sword, winky face.
Okay. And there's also like a purple devil emoji and an eggplant, and you're not sure why.
Oh God.
That tracks.
Eliza's not that gullible, like naive, I guess. I don't know.
Wait a minute.
She gets the sense of it, but she'll look at the group and go, Robert's just sent me a text. I'm not sure how he did it while he's tied up, but
Is he hungry? Why did he put the eggplant emoji?
I
a
know.
weekly
I
magic.
guess he likes to eat
Calvin.
eggplant.
Oh gosh.
It's I'll talk to you about it later. It's not appropriate, but anyway. So it looks like we need to go get his sword.
Okay.
Once the coast is clear.
And so
Justin, is there any way Riley
I
could get the dead to help?
Ooh.
are you going to try and communicate with some spirits?
Sure, I'm going to try and communicate with some spirit. They're not technically, the spirits aren't magic, right? They're spirits. Like,
So what are you doing to communicate with said spirits, or what are you trying to accomplish here, I guess? Like, what are your thoughts?
I feel like trying to get some spirits to go, they might be angry, go distract some professors in the building.
Okay. Sure. What would you do with your training in Book and Snake so far, and kind of some of the stuff we talked
I
about?
feel like because Riley's been communicating and has a relationship with some spirits, just like would pull out some stuff to get burn and prime for communicating with them, and ask if anyone's there. Obviously they're in the cemetery. I know you're here. Can you help us?
Okay.
Help him, help our friend.
So you kind of set up a little mini ritual for yourself here,
Mhm.
and you take out some of your, the marigold is important to this. So you take out the marigold flowers, and you kind of put them down to help with that communication. And you start, you pull out a lighter and light some incense as well, and start a little ritual here, sprinkling the marigold petals around. And you all see Riley. You haven't really seen Riley practice this magic too much. I think it's more so been something that you've done
Just the one time, right?
Yeah.
In the tower. That's
Yeah.
it.
And she says a few words to herself and then asks for help from the spirits. So how long are you looking to make this help last for?
I don't know.
Like, would it be a few minutes, an hour?
I mean, how
I'm
long?
I'm
do
guessing
they
not
need
a
to
day
be
or
Probably-
more.
Yeah, probably. Well, I would like for it to last maybe an hour, but because I don't know exactly when we're gonna go. But
I have adversity.
hopefully a
tokens.
few minutes. Okay.
I have like 9 that I don't
A
think I'm
lot
gonna, I don't
of
think I'm gonna get to
investment.
use them. So
Use
So
them.
Lexa
Use
can help
them.
Riley.
because I am like, I don't think Lex is gonna get to do anything.
Just
So-
drop them tokens.
It seems we're
like
just
you're at a
staying in this
casino.
cemetery.
My one other question also here is, are you looking for a spirit or multiple spirits? Because that's going to make it more difficult.
Once again, would love multiple spirits, but we'll be happy with one.
Okay. So we're going to make this more difficult, and depending on the roll, will determine how much help you get
it
then.
works.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
How many tokens do you have?
I have 7.
How many
so we're going to
tokens
need
can
a
you give
target of
person?
11 on this, and I'm trying to decide. We're going to say this is a fight roll because you're asking for them to create a distraction and general mayhem, basically.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It's like the occult stuff really isn't in the book, the game.
right,
So.
right. So I'm going to say based on like what you want them to do in this case, I'm gonna rule it that this is a fight magic. So you
Are
need
you
a
telling
fight,
us? Are you
fight
telling
roll
us
of
what you're
11.
doing?
I think Riley doesn't give a fuck right now, and he's just doing it.
Okay.
But you can hear me like ask, like I'm asking out loud, can you
Mhm.
help us help him? I'm saying those words.
Just not until we're ready, though. Like,
Mhm.
get them ready, but not immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused as to what I'm confused.
Jelly's trying to boss around the dead.
Well, no,
No.
yeah, I get that.
We're waiting for we're waiting for something to go down before we make our move.
But I think that thing is already
It
happening.
did,
It's
yeah.
happening.
No,
Like
the
I'm
captain's
gonna
not
make
here
my
yet.
roll while they discuss.
Yes, please.
Captain's not
Make-
here yet.
And then the D4.
Yep.
That's
So
a
that's
10.
That's a 10. You're looking for a target of an 11. So are you gonna add anything to that, or
I've got 7. I can use one. Would you like
I
to
have
help
9
narratively?
adversity tokens.
Go ahead and help narratively.
I have 9.
yeah? So how are you then help? You see Riley, and you see the marigolds, right?
So Lex has been like off in the kind of the corner, partly confused about what we're waiting for because she really doesn't understand what's going on. But also because she got to the cemetery before everyone else, because she didn't go to her thing. So she's gonna walk kind of away, like towards Riley, and how dark is the cemetery?
It's dark, but it's
Right.
not like pitch black.
Yeah.
Or I mean, you're
Right.
near the street. There's street lights. You're in
Okay.
a city, so
I was just wondering if there was like streetlights or something.
Sure.
So
Is there a full moon?
Lux is gonna like come into like closer view, and you can tell like she's got this like scrape on her forehead, and her elbow is like scuffed up, and she's bleeding. So she's gonna kind of walk towards you and say, you know, my when my family raises the dead, they use blood, and she's going to. She has
Always with the blood.
She has.
That is not said out loud.
She has been like holding a cloth to like her arm because she's pretty fucked up. And she's going to give you the bloody cloth. And then I'm going to proceed to give Lara 1 token. Well, actually, how many tokens can I give Lara?
give her as many.
Right.
So this is a planned
So yeah.
action
So
in some ways too. So like you can, I'll say that you can give
give
multiple.
So, oh god. So I'm gonna give Lara 5 tokens.
Does it mean anything to have more success?
And I'm going to say that it's because Lex is descended from some of the original Salem witches.
Okay.
I'm giving Lara 5 tokens so that she can resurrect more than one dead. Because Dustin said the higher the roll, the more willing he would give.
Yeah.
For more than one.
So as you do that, and particularly this being the blood of a pure blood descendant from Salem. She adds this to your ritual and spell, Riley. And you feel a couple of spirits rising next to you. And you kind of just go like I don't want to say you black out necessarily, but you're kind of overcome with the magic for a moment, and you're not sure what happens. The rest of you see, you kind of go into a little bit of a trance.
Riley's already tired and stuff too, so
Yeah.
go ahead. Mhm.
You haven't slept the greatest in a couple of days. You kind of put all of your energy into this spell to help, and the rest of you see three spirits rise up out of the ground, seemingly ghost like dark shadows, basically. And if any of you have not had contact with spirits or ghosts before, this might be a little bit alarming, as you've heard ghost stories most likely.
Calvin is freaked out.
Calvin, you basically see these.
Yeah.
It looks like
Wow.
something's rising out of these graves around where Riley is. And you also see one spirit kind of manifest briefly and then come into like Riley's body as well. And you see Riley's eyes kind of open again. And Riley, you feel this surge of power from within you that is hell-bent on taking down some power-hungry motherfuckers.
Was that supposed to happen?
And you just feel energized. The tired feeling that you had is gone. You feel wide awake. You're not entirely sure what happened, but it is like,
but it's me.
It's me, yes,
right?
It's you.
Okay.
But it's like you injected some Red Bull directly into your veins.
Okay.
Eliza is going to like grab onto Calvin's arm as like she's watching all of this go on. Riley, are you okay?
Yeah, I've been paying attention in class.
Good job, Riley.
Okay,
and
good.
These three other spirits kind of look towards you for maybe some instruction or something, Riley. We're going to go back to Roberts. Roberts, you are pulled inside and being, as you are then met with a show of force. As Professor Sell drags you inside, along with Professor Belafonte meeting you inside.
I'm assuming it's just a stream of constant obscenities and British obscenities, which are, I guess, worse.
Okay. Do you know what that sounds like?
Nope.
Okay.
Probably
I
use
feel
the
like
word
There's
ponce.
wanker a lot.
I feel like there's
Ponce.
wanker and cockknocker and bollocks and
Bollocks
And ponce.
ponce.
Ponce, sure.
and bloody this and bloody that.
If
Yes.
anyone out there watching knows any of these words, please let us know.
There's actually a fantastic video on YouTube of Henry Cavill and Simon Pegg describing different British slang.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So you can watch that.
Daniel's
for
looking it
reference.
up.
I am.
I mean,
Eliza would know.
anything with Henry Cavill. Anything.
Yes. So as you're screaming these obscenities at them, they move you towards a flight of stairs going downstairs. And you also are met by Professor Odessa, which is, any of you watching this screen would again recognize as the head of Wolf's Head.
Never mind, we don't
And-
say ponce because that's a slur, homophobic slur. So forget that. I apologize.
Okay.
Oh,
And Professor Gilnack as well, who is the, I believe, transfiguration professor. and they both got these kind of they've all kind of got these coy smiles on, and you once again feel this kind of familial chill kind of come over you as they bring you downstairs. They bring you down the stairs, and you're.
Do any of them get physically close to me? Like try to like stare me down?
Well, at this point, Professor Zell in particular has moved right up next to you with this spell, like holding you tight and kind of using this spell coming out from their wand and just like kind of pulling you along.
I headbutt him.
Sure. Make a fight roll for me.
Was he the one I decked before?
Yes.
I headbutt him so I break his nose specifically.
Okay, sure. Make a fight roll for me.
With pleasure.
This is just a regular stat.
Whoa.
Wow.
19.
Oh my.
I've got it out for this guy, clearly.
You are yelling obscenities, and he is right next to you, and he's got this struggle all you want, just gonna make it more fun for me in the end. What do you say to him back after he says that?
That's just what I said to your mother, Les. Boy, that's just what I said to your mother, Les.
Oh my God.
Can't even get it out.
You just headbutt him.
And so he like turns and looks at you and like stares you down as you say that, and crack. And as you do, you first have just the most joyous relief as you hear the crack of his nose, and you know you broke it. The second thing that happens is his spell goes down and he falls to the ground unconscious. As you rolled a 19 against his 4, he might be dead.
Well,
He's not moving, and you start to see blood trickle as he hits the ground.
are we seeing this in on the tablet?
And as this happens, what do you do?
I'm gonna dive for the head of Skull and Bones.
Sure. Make another make a flight roll for me first. Just straight flight roll. I'm gonna see how quickly you move.
Pretty not quickly. It's as good as it gets.
A 3. All right. I don't have stats for any of these characters. I should have prepared a little more.
You didn't think I was going to try to physically fight them. No one ever expects a wizard to throw a punch.
Yeah, so as you go for Professor Belafonte, he moves, and he like as you lunge at him, he just kind of sidesteps you, and you're heading straight for the wall, and you seem to like pass through it, and you are in this round chamber.
Uh-oh.
And you see some basically like a transmutation circle on the floor of this, and the 2 other professors proceed to walk in with you. Actually, he and another one walks in with you. So Professor Belafonte and Professor Odessa walk in with you.
Yeah, I'm still, as soon as I can get back up, I would keep swinging.
I want to go over to Eliza real quick. Well, look, because I see this happening. Can I borrow your phone?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go over to the tablet and hit record. I'm just gonna record this whole thing.
Uh,
I think we should head there. Like, let's go.
Is it the time?
I don't think so. Waiting for the captain to show up.
I'm concerned that's going to be too late.
I feel. What if the egg cracks before the captain comes?
What if the captain
What
gets
if they
held up?
sick? I mean, what if they sick the leeches on him?
Okay, well, we know where they are. We can run over there if we have to. So let's get closer. I mean, it's just a block away.
So, Roberts, as you kind of stumble into this room and you look around and try and get your bearings as the two of them follow you in, you kind of spin around and try and figure out where exactly you came in from here, and then you lock on the other professors, and this emotion and anger and rage continues to well up inside of you, the same emotion you felt outside. And then a chill comes over you as you see two of those leeches come up out of the ground.
I think
All
Lex
right.
is done. Lex is done. Like,
And they're slowly rising, and you have a moment to do something. What would you do?
All right. Oh, I think we're gonna come.
I think Riley's sending the spirits ahead.
Okay. So let me see what Roberts is doing first, and then
Mhm.
we'll resolve what everybody else is doing.
How am I supposed to use the charm?
So the idea is that it will protect you from them being able to hurt you or take your memories. So
That's
as
the
far
idea,
as,
huh?
that's the idea. As far as you haven't tried it out yet, so you don't know how successful it was.
I think about my new friends. Friends?
Friends.
It's a growing effort.
Calvin and his ridiculousness, and Tristan and his silly title, and Eliza and her simpering bookishness, and Riley and Lexa's unspoken like bond that they just can't like get past, and I can't help but like smile and feel fondly about them, despite like finding them also kind of like I have mixed feelings, but I have feelings. And I try to channel all of that. From what Jelly told me, it's whatever magic I bring into the room. I can't get any magic from outside of it. And so I think about this, the family ring, this crest that I've been carrying, and I try to use that as a wellspring to like create like a hot to like surround my hands in fire.
Okay. Just
Isn't that gonna burn your hands?
On the outside.
Oh,
Heat
okay.
only goes out.
Magical fire that doesn't burn you.
yeah.
Magical
So
fire that doesn't burn me, but still is hot too. It's hot on the outside.
yeah. So what happens is these are coming up, and you kind of grab onto this ring. You're looking around to you, realizing that you're not in a great spot. You know the captain should be showing up. You're not sure when. You don't know how you're supposed to know when he's going to show up, and you just kind of channel all of that emotion, that friendship, that energy that you've gotten from this group of people, thinking about them, and channel it through the ring. And you manage to create a small ring of fire around yourself as you stand there, and the heat coming out. You're not sure how long it's going to last, but yeah, you see these two leeches that have come out of the ground, kind of like ready to strike on you, and then they're just kind of sitting there. Odessa looks, pulls out their protection that they have on them, and kind of looks, and is like, "Get them!" And they're like chomping at the bit, but you're managing to hold them back. What's everybody else doing then at this point?
So Lexa is, I mean, like if Lexa saw it, Lexa is going. She says, "I'm done waiting. Those, you guys don't know what those creatures feel like," and she's gonna take off running.
Okay.
Calvin's
sorry.
gonna run after.
Yeah, Eliza is gonna take out her flashlight and run after. Like, she's gonna be like just boosting and just like calling to Riley, "Come on, let's go, Jelly, let's go."
Riley's already sending the spirits ahead and then following after.
Okay. Jelly, what are you?
You're muted, buddy.
You're muted.
I saw. I will get my spell ready, not cast it, and follow them.
What are you preparing?
I'm preparing a portal to get in there if something, we can't just actually get in there.
Okay.
Looks like we can, but not sure.
Does the scry keep working once I'm in the room?
Actually, no.
Oh,
That's a good point. As no magic's able to penetrate this,
Bless you.
you see, so the last thing you see is Roberts crack Professor Zell in the head, and him go down like a sack of potatoes.
so we don't know about the.
You don't yet. No,
about
I'm
the
sorry.
leeches.
That's a good point. But you get the sense, like, as the magic cut out on the scrying
We get the
spell,
sense he's in that room, right?
you get the sense he's in that room.
Oh, I know he's in that room.
Yeah, because you don't have your sword and no magic can penetrate, you have no connection to these people anymore. Like, that's how he was able to scry on you before, was like the kind of connection with the sword, and the other weapons that you had given them and everything. So
Does Eliza remember to? I say, Eliza, sword.
My sword or Robert's sword?
I shake my head and run over and pick up Robert's sword.
Yeah, I was gonna pick it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna pick it up. But it's okay if you pick it up.
So yeah, so you all start running towards, and it's a couple of blocks, so it's going to take you, I mean, if you're running full speed, it won't take you too long, but it's going to take you a few minutes to get there.
Running
as that's
full
happening,
speed.
What's that?
I'm running full speed.
Yeah. So as that's happening, Roberts, you're kind of holding them back. Do
the professors take their things out, like their little tokens out?
You see him kind of like, yeah, like he has it out and he's kind of touching it. You're not sure if that's doing anything or if it's more of just making sure he has it on him.
Both of them, or just Odessa?
You see Odessa as he's trying to like command these things to attack you.
I just like quietly say to myself, like, "All right, sir. Now would be a good time to show up."
As you say that, in the middle of this room, a little bit further away from you, you hear a cracking noise as the captain, in his annoyingly perfect stubble, piercing blue eyes, best fur black coat, shows up in this room, and you realize, like, everybody kind of turns, like, that's not supposed to happen. As you turn also, you become a little bit distracted and lose you're like, oh wow, that actually worked. And you, as you do that, you lose concentration on the spell and it fades. And you suddenly feel this cold air rush back at you as these two leeches move at you. At the same time, things are happening very quickly now. You hear the captain say something, and you realize you hear the captain say, "Toss those over to me, fellas." And you look up and see the two of them taking their protections and just throwing them towards the captain. You kind of get this smile, like, all right. And as you do, these two leeches, which were trained on you and going for you, crash into you. You go flying. And the kind of last thing that you remember is a mixture of bollocks go through your head, along with fuckers. And you kind of go black. The rest of you, you are running towards this. You managed to head in. You saw him go into the basement. As you head down towards the basement, you see Professor Gilnack attempting to cast, or you see a warm radiating light, and Professor Zell is on the ground, a pool of blood and not moving. And he looks up and sees the five of you come down.
Where are the dead?
They're with us.
Yeah. So what are you doing with it? Would you have sent them ahead?
I probably would have.
what was
They
your goal
probably
there?
can move faster than
That's what
we
I'm thinking
can.
also.
So I could send them ahead, and they're going at Professor Gilnack, trying to distract them from whatever they're doing.
Sure. You see him as you get there. You see, so this is what you see instead. You see Professor Zell lying unconscious on the ground in a pool of blood at this point, and you're not sure what happened there. Or actually, you do know what happened.
That we
there.
saw.
You saw
we
that.
saw that. Yeah.
And then you see these three spirits going at Professor Gilnack. And as they are kind of like surrounding him and distracting him, he's trying to fight them off, but like going to cast a spell and then getting hit by one of them. He gets knocked back, and you see him just kind of like phase through this wall as he does.
Jelly, do you think
that's where we need to go?
Yeah, that's where we need to go.
Okay, Lex is running in there.
Yeah.
Calvin chugs this
I'm
drink
going in.
and runs in.
Okay.
What happens when I try to send the spirits in?
You would like to try and send the spirits in?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Or at least one of them.
One of them. Yeah, you try and send, and it seems like they try and go through like where you tell them to, where you saw this person pass through, and it seems like they're not able to pass through.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
So Professor Zell is on the floor.
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So Eliza's gonna kick him.
Kick him while he's down.
Oh my god. He might be dead.
Yeah.
He's definitely
Yeah.
dead.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't care. She's gonna.
I mean,
Yeah,
Lex is already in the room, so I didn't.
Yeah.
Lex didn't see that.
Yeah, she's.
I don't.
She's gonna kick him, and she's just gonna be like,
Oh.
"Oh, I can't believe you! Like,
Wow.
you're a disgust to your profession."
As you literally kick him while he's down, you also step in, unbeknownst to you as you're doing it. Are you then heading into the room or something afterwards, or what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're gonna step in the blood and create like there's like 1 footprint trail as you walk towards into this room.
Hold, I gotta ask something real quick.
Yeah.
Is that okay? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You said he's definitely dead?
Nobody knows that, but I'm telling you, like, I'm breaking the wall here a little bit. Like, with how high you rolled on that, you killed him.
You said, because I remember saying like I was gonna punch him once, this same guy I punched before.
Yeah.
And you said I could kill him.
Yep. You killed him.
Depending on how the dice fall, you are like 15 points over what he rolled.
It is easy to die in
That's
this
fatal.
game if you fuck up.
So
Can't declare non-lethal damage.
Not in this game. I mean, fighting always has that chance of it can be extremely dangerous. Just a perfectly placed headbutt, whether it was you hitting him or him hitting the ground afterwards, you're not sure.
you messed him up good.
Wow, you have a hard head.
So Lex is like entering this room, running
with
in.
you.
So you kind of the first one in.
Yeah. So does Lexus see Robert's on the ground?
Yeah. So as you come in, and is everybody else going in also?
Yeah.
Okay.
Riley's going in and telling the spirits to thanking the spirits and to watch the door, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Lexa ran in like with the flashlight turned on and the sword drawn.
Sure. As you go in, there's kind of some craziness happening in here. The first thing you feel, not even see, as your eyes kind of adjust as you come in as you turn the flashlight on, you're trying to get your bearings. You feel a piercing cold.
Yeah.
And your hair on your arms, on the back of your neck, everywhere stands up. And you see the two leeches.
Are they? Where are they? Are they still like by Roberts? Or do they like knock him down and then?
Yeah. So what you see is Roberts has been tossed.
Okay.
It looks like on the other side of the room, and he is laying unconscious on the ground. The leeches seem. You also see the captain now on the far side of the room, holding a couple of, protection charms, basically. Much more complicated than anything that any of you have seen.
Okay.
And these 2 leeches now have turned and are going at the 2 other professors, and Gilnack is almost right in front of you as he just got kind of pushed into this room.
Okay, so Lexa kind of like pauses as she sees the leeches and takes like a deep breath, and it's like long enough for like Jelly to like get next to her. And so Jelly can hear Lexa whisper, "They're not gonna hurt you this time," and she's gonna take off towards Roberts. And she has every intention to try to heal him.
Okay.
I'm going to step in between Roberts, Lexa, and the leeches. I mean, they're across the room now, but I'm going to step in between them. My aerosol and my lighter.
So I have chugged my drink before I ran in this room, and I don't know if it's going to work as I run into the room, if I'm going to glow or not. But
you're a giant glowworm.
Yeah, I run in and I just yell as I'm running towards in between Lexa and these creatures, "I've got the glow!" And like just try to be in front between these things.
Oh my god.
You've never seen a glow in the dark raccoon were person before, but imagine it, and that's what you see.
Are you in raccoon
Nina,
form?
we're gonna need a glowing Calvin raccoon from Nina now.
Okay.
In Yale pants.
There's just this like I'm
Glow in the
thinking
dark.
like the Scooby-Doo cartoons, right? Where it's just this like greenish,
Yes.
like
That's what I picture.
what do you like glow in the dark color basically
Mhm.
that is just like this aura all around you on the outside, but it's like cartoonish almost. But there's a anyone you walk next to too, like there's a warmth to it as well.
Yeah.
Something just kind of gentle and kind about it almost.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think Eliza, you're the last one to come in.
Yeah, I'm the last one to come in. I do imagine that Calvin saw Eliza kick the professor
Yeah,
down.
I'm pretty sure it did.
So
yeah, she will have her sword out and her flashlight out. And she'll just be like near the door, just taking a look at what's going on, where everybody's going.
Yeah, so suddenly Professor Gilnack's looking around and then looks back and sees all of you, and he's just like, what? Hey, what are you? Fuck. And he's like casting a spell. And then like trying
here
to
to
help
protect
the
our
other
friend.
professors. And at that point, maybe you hear something, you're not quite sure, but you see the captain moving his hand. And you see a glowing transfer as he's put the falcon down next to him. And you see this kind of glowing transfer of magic as suddenly Professor Gilnack just stops and he takes this charm off from around his neck and he hands it to Jelly.
I'll take it.
And yeah, Professor Gilnack just looks and says, "This is for you." And he just hands it to you.
Thank you. We're here to protect our friend.
And then you see as he hands it to you, he's just like looks completely confused. What is everybody else doing? So let's go over to Lexa because you went over to help
Yeah.
Roberts right away.
I
What are you
want
doing?
to heal him.
Okay.
To at least bring him back out of consciousness.
Sure. What are you attempting to do to heal him? What does this look like?
I don't know, maybe transferring some like vitality.
Okay.
Or like trying to like give him some more stamina. Vitality.
Blood.
You know. Well, so now
Blood
that I've
transfer?
actually decided. Well, I mean, I have decided that Lexa's family absolutely uses blood magic. 'Cause, you know, why not? We're just gonna commit to it.
Legit.
Yeah, so this is going to be a grit roll. So just give me a straight grit roll and let's see what you roll and we'll see how effective that is.
That one's gonna hurt.
A 5. Why is it blue? I've never seen a blue one before.
Yeah, I've never
'Cause she
seen that
rolled
before
a
either.
1? No, that's
I
a.
think it's an exploding D4.
It's an exploding D4.
Yeah, the D4
Okay.
explodes.
Yeah.
And the next one was a 1.
And the next one was a 1. Yeah.
And if that's not enough, I will use some adversity tokens.
Can
How
I
many are you gonna
adversity
use?
tokens even though I'm unconscious?
I will use.
Nope.
I was thinking I could use some adversity.
Wait, there's a
tokens, too.
D4 for magic die too. Don't forget.
Yeah, it's. I think you just said it was. Was it? Is it magic?
Just a straight grit roll.
I think
right?
it's just straight grit.
That's so interesting
You're
because
doing a
when,
magic. You're doing the
Yeah,
spell.
are you
Scott's
like,
die exploded, it was green.
Wait,
Yeah.
so am I rolling a magic die?
yeah, roll a magic
Oh.
die also, because I imagine you're using some of your training and magical defense and healing, right?
All right.
So that
and
bumps it
then
up
I'm
to
gonna
a 7.
add, and then I'll add 2 if that's not enough. 2 adversity
So
tokens.
up to a 9, then
Yeah.
add 2. Okay. So Scott, the last thing you remember is kind of flying for a moment, and then everything went black, and you kind of come to and see Lexa looking over top of you.
Yeah, and Roberts will hear Lexa saying, like, you're not alone, and as like her hands are, I imagine she's also, because she still has not dealt with the scuffs she got from her accident that no one still doesn't know anything about because no one's asked. So she has also, since she's scuffed up and there's still blood, she's gonna also use the blood, since that's how her family does magic, and is like kind of like moving her hands like in around his like head and face and saying like, it'll only be cold for a little bit, and you're not alone. Just just try not to think too much about the darkness and how empty it is. And he's just going to kind of repeat those words.
And like my eyes like flicker open, and like I'll reach up and I'll grab your I'll like reach up and I'll like touch your shoulder and be like, you're not alone. Where's my sword?
Jelly has it.
Who has Robert's sword?
Jelly.
I'll toss it to you.
Yeah, so you hear, who has my sword? So you toss it over.
Yeah.
Sure. You kind of toss it over. Roberts, you hear next to you. Your vision's a little blurry still. You hear a lot of noises. You see things moving around. You're trying to refocus, but you hear a cling, cling, cling next to you.
And I'll touch my sword and release all the magic that's in it, so that it ignites, and it also releases the ignition into all of their swords.
Okay.
Since they're all connected, they're all from the same like stash. They were all part of one thing. So I do like I worked out the math here. Should work. This is a spell I've done on my own sword, and I'm just using the connection that the swords share to do it on all of them.
Sure. I'm going to say this is something that you prepared the night before, knowing you're going into this dangerous situation, not sure if they're going to show up. So you can just
we
do
talked
this
about it last episode.
Yeah, that you can just like release this spell stored within the sword, basically.
What does that look like on our swords? What does that look like?
Are they just flaming swords of fire?
Does anybody have their swords in their backpack or anything?
I mean, I was
still?
holding.
No,
my
Eliza
sword.
has it out now.
Yeah.
Oh, you did say that, damn it. I wanted to light your backpack on fire.
Calvin's always holding his
The
new
dagger.
knife.
Oh, yeah, we had them out because we left them in the cemetery.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I would say that they probably like burst into like a prismatic colored flame
Whoa.
that's like constantly shifting and rippling between like reds and blues and greens and yellows, and just like radiating heat.
Yeah.
These
Lexa's
Let's
like, did you do that? Can you teach me how to do that?
Let's make a wall and get him out of here.
Yeah. Can you stand? I'm gonna reach to try to like help Roberts up.
And like I'll grab your arm, and like as I go to like push up off the wall,
Yeah.
I just like crumble and pull you down like accidentally.
Riley?
Why are you looking at me?
And
I mean, could you help?
Yeah, I'll help. And
I mean, you
I
could
run-
say
I-
no.
I mean, I got a flaming sword in one hand, so do you.
Eliza's put, yeah.
I'll go help Roberts, help him up on the other side. So there's the two of us helping him.
And then we each
Eliza's-
have a
I'm
flaming
like
sword.
holding a flaming sword like up in the air,
Yep.
like trying not
Eliza,
to
is
hit
the
you with
way
it.
in still there?
What's that?
Is the way in still there?
Eliza is going to put her sword to the professor's
Shit.
We're
yeah,
not here to fight them.
to his torso.
Which professor? So what are you?
The one that that had given his charm
Yale or
to
whatever.
Jelly.
Okay.
Go, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I believe the captain wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Scott.
Eliza.
Yes,
we
just in front of his torso,
Uh-huh.
not through his torso.
we are here to protect Roberts.
Yes, and this professor looks like he's a part of that attack.
Are these leeches still in this room?
They are. And as you see Eliza put this sword up, I'd be like, the professor wants to, or the captain said he wants to talk to you. Kelvin, you realize that the two leeches that were over the other professors, they've kind of crumpled to the ground and they've turned and they're looking towards where Eliza is standing.
She does have her flashlight in her other hand.
I'm gonna run towards these things, and much like one of my favorite movies ever, Scott Pilgrim,
I
with
just-
my flaming
Which is now
dagger
a
in
role-play
hand, I'm gonna run and jump at them with my glowing body and try to kill them with the power of love. And and I'm gonna try to hug them.
Oh my god. Lex is like, why are you, Calvin? What are you doing? Don't get too close to them.
He's doing it.
She's like
Yep.
panicking because it's just she's like not fond of these leeches.
Slash your sword through them.
Robert's just like,
So you're just running straight at them.
I'm running at them. I'm gonna jump and try to like grab them.
Yeah, that's a fight roll.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Robert's, Lexi, you hear Robert say like, huh, it's always the little ones. You never expect them.
Yeah.
Can we get out the way we came in, or as a get the portal going?
Is the door still open, Dustin? Or is it closed?
What door?
Is there a door? There wasn't a door.
Jelly.
You don't see a
I
door
thought
anywhere.
we came in through a door.
No.
We did. It
we-
was no. Last
There
time I
was
was
no
here, there
door.
was
You
no.
We
like-
came through a wall. We came in through a wall, right, Dustin? We
Oh.
walked through a wall.
Yes.
It's
Last
like
time
a
I was here, I
masked
searched-
wall.
I searched the whole room. There was no
Yeah.
fake wall last time I was here.
I mean, Eliza
Oh.
should still be. Eliza, can you like stick your hand through the wall? You should be like
Miss-
right next to the wall still.
Mr. Game Master.
She
what
will
is my
try
target
and see
number?
if her hand goes through the wall. I'm guessing not.
Jelly.
no.
Okay.
As
Let's resolve.
yeah, as Jelly,
Oh my God.
Oh
Well,
no! Give
no
him
one wanted to
tokens!
answer me,
Rain
so I
the
was just gonna
tokens
roll.
down!
Yep, no, I'm paying attention. Jelly, you hear the captain say, "You got out of here before, get them out."
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm casting my spell.
Calvin, you rolled a 2
Fuck.
on your fight roll.
I want to help, and I have a story specific way to help.
Can someone
Sure.
stop
What
him?
what do you
And when I see him,
I feel
like,
about the only
running
thing
at
you're
them?
able to do at this point is shout words of encouragement.
oh,
Shit. Does anybody
I
What
was-
what were you thinking though?
I was going to
Riley's
try
preoccupied.
I was going to try to redistribute the magic in the swords so that his dagger had more.
Sure.
Thus
That's
give
going to kind
him-
of take the the last bit of strength that you have in you
Oh,
right now, though.
Let's not do that. I mean, Riley can totally run off. I mean, I can try to hold Roberts.
What is my target number?
Riley, you're
You're
I
muted.
just want to know.
I've got 7 adversity tokens and
Right,
mine
I was
count for
just-
double.
I was, if
that's
I
right.
can give him adversity.
I'm muted. Can
I
you hear
was
me?
No,
muted.
Riley.
Yeah,
was
we
muted.
can hear you now.
Riley's
Oh, okay.
tokens count for double.
So you
What?
don't
is
know
my
what the
target
target
number?
is because this is an opposed roll.
Okay.
But it doesn't seem like your hit is going to hit.
You said
Okay.
this would be like everything.
Or like,
you
can
said I
somebody
would
just like
pass
go
out if
grab
I do
him?
this. So I'm giving him all of my adversity.
I mean, I would spend all my adversity. I just don't know if I should.
Well, the only person that's free right now is Eliza.
Mm-hmm.
It's the finale. You spend it all.
Yeah,
So that's a good way to look at it, Roberts, is that this is almost like, how many adversity tokens do you have?
10.
I,
Unless
and I
unless
have
you want to
5.
add the failure rolls from earlier, in which case 11.
Okay. I'm gonna say that, like, if you are to run out of adversity, like, you might be able to like help and inspire or do what you're trying to do. If you use all that up, you're gonna go unconscious again, though. That's kind of, we'll consider it like a meter of like what you've got left in the tank.
He's watching Calvin like run towards him. And he's like, huh, it's always the little ones you don't expect. And he like redistributes all of the magic that he put into the swords into Calvin's dagger.
Okay. How many
my-
tokens are you channeling his way then?
How about 9?
10.
No,
10?
you're gonna be dead weight.
He's got
Don't-
one. He's at 1. He's got
He
1
has
left.
11.
He's
He has
low.
11.
I'm going to
Okay.
use
'Cause he had
my
fails
5.
earlier.
All right.
Okay.
And when I do that, everyone else's sword goes out. But
Okay.
Calvin's becomes this like lance of rainbow fire.
Rainbow fire.
Rainbow
We need,
fire.
we need a drawing
Oh,
of this.
fire.
This is amazing.
So Eliza, as you're holding this sword up to the professor, intimidating them, it goes out. And you realize it gets brighter over his shoulder as you see a giant glow raccoon raging at these
Yeah.
leeches.
Eliza says to the professor, it's still quite sharp.
Okay, I'm casting my spell to open
Okay.
a portal.
Calvin, as you head towards these, you're like, oh crap, what am I doing? Oh crap. And then your dagger gains this righteous
I
flame.
feel like I'm harkening back to, like I said, Scott Pilgrim, and he got the one up. And my sword now is on fire. I don't have a dagger, it just grows to a sword.
Yeah. It seems like that with the length of the flame on it now,
Yeah.
basically. And these things, as you come at them, they scatter, basically, with this roll being much higher than they had. It was a 2 versus a 3, just for the record.
So that means that it was so much higher that we killed the
It doesn't
leeches.
even harm them.
Can you kill the leech? Can you kill the
Right?
leeches?
Can you kill what's already dead?
Actually,
Yeah.
you
Well,
can't kill them.
Absolutely.
You can only scare them.
Oh
Can-
shit! Can I
Can I
control them?
get
I was
a
just
memory?
gonna ask that.
Do I get like a tear from one of them? Like,
Yes, actually, that's a good point. Thank you.
Yeah.
That
So
would
as
be
you-
very interesting
you
for
swing
Riley to
this
control
sword
these
at
things.
both of them, and they just shriek in discomfort, fear, you're not sure what, but you hear this, everybody gets this wail in their ears that you were not prepared for, and it kind of stuns everyone for a moment. And you see two of these like kind of blue teardrop shaped crystals. They fade into the ground, and you see where they were. There's two of these little teardrop crystal shapes.
I'm gonna run over and pick them up, much like Scott Pilgrim did at the end of the movie. Ooh, change. Just put them in my pocket.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to take a look at them. They might be Lex's memory.
We don't have time for that right now.
Memory.
Yeah, Jelly.
Yeah, we'll look at it later.
Casting, opening my portal so we can get the heck out of there.
Okay. Eliza, what are you doing as
Well,
this professor's just kind of looking at you?
Is the captain going to do anything? Like, what is the captain doing?
He's looking at you and deciding what he's just kind of like, huh? All right.
I don't really care what the captain's doing. I just want to get Roberts out.
He's now in the back, like as he sees these two leeches fade, he's just kind of watching. He's kind of seeing what you all do. As
Jelly,
you've got
how's it
this
coming?
professor at, so like he's just like this.
Riley's gonna drop this. Looks at the sword. This is useless now, and drops it to try and have both hands now.
Yeah,
to
I was
help
also gonna
Roberts.
do that. That was also what Lexa was gonna do.
So Eliza has like this hardened, determined sound in her voice when she talks to the professor, and she says, "Turn around."
If you're gonna kill me, I'm not gonna let you stab me in the back like a coward, Eliza.
I'm not going to stab you as long as you're not hurting me or any of my friends. But the captain has something to say to you. Will you talk to him?
Make a bronze roll for me.
Just stat.
Just the stat.
Whoa.
So I got a 16.
I see that.
My D8 exploded.
So he lunges at you to try and knock this out of your hand, because you're telling him to turn around. He thinks you're just going to stab him with it.
Right.
As you've got this cold look in your eyes. And as you do, something bad happens to him. What happens? He lunges at you, but
he's gonna get stabbed.
Okay.
I'm not trying to kill him though.
He just
I don't
impales
think you
himself.
can tell.
Yeah.
I don't think you can
He's gonna
just
get
die.
injured. He's gonna get injured.
Jelly, how is this portal coming?
Well, I'm waiting for the game master to tell me.
Sure. All these things are kind of happening simultaneously, right? So it's like,
Yeah, so he's
a
gonna
lot
get
happening
stabbed,
here.
and I'm guessing it's gonna be, quite an injury.
yes. So as that happens, you have this sword to his torso and neck. Basically, the light goes out of it. The leeches fade. You open the portal about this time as well, Jelly, to
Get
get
him
people
out.
to get people out of there, and you suddenly realize that there's a commotion, and anybody who's looking at Eliza is concerned as both her and Professor Gilnack fall to the ground. And as you turn and look, you realize that your sword is through his torso.
Oh my god.
What the fuck, golden flower?
Uh,
That was not.
How did I?
Hour
I don't
of
even know
love?
how I don't even know how I ended up on the floor.
Lexa, gonna look at Riley and just
Get out of here.
are you ready to go through?
Let's go. Let's go. Someone get
Okay.
Eliza.
Calvin, get Eliza.
Eliza is gonna take her hand off the handle of the sword and
Grab that because it's got your fingerprints on it.
I was gonna wipe the handle.
I'm gonna run over. I'm gonna throw her on my shoulder if I can and grab the sword.
Hey, what the fuck?
Get out of here.
So yeah, Calvin, as you, I'm gonna say this maybe hits you the most as you you're like triumphant. You're like, Eliza,
Yeah.
did you see that? I got the.
The power
You
of
realize that
love.
Eliza's on the ground.
Oh man.
Yes. So everybody heads through this portal.
Yeah. I'll
Jelly,
nod to
where does this portal go to?
I was thinking about that and I got distracted. I think it's got to go to. I was thinking actually back to Lexa's bedroom.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess that's fine. That's fine.
All our meetings end at Lex's bedroom.
We're gonna have to put locks on that door.
I'll step through and
next
snap it. Step through and snap it shut.
Before you step through,
Yeah, deadbolt.
as everybody's going through, I'm imagining you're the last one to go through.
Yeah.
Jelly. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Before you step through, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and you know the only one left in here that's upright anyway is the captain. And he holds out the necklace, the golden ruby necklace to you.
I'll take it.
There's not much magic stored in that anymore. Used it, but you might find it helpful. Don't go flaunting it around. They know I had it last. I give you my word. I'll leave this place. Looks like I have a little more of a mess to clean up than I expected. And he looks down and sees.
They weren't supposed to do that. Use that magic well when you get out of here.
There's still many that I can help. Magic can do great deeds and belongs to no one. It's a great gift. Be careful with it.
You too.
And he kind of looks around for a moment. And you see him doing something, more magic channeling off of the falcon statue that he goes and retrieves, as he seems to be kind of maybe trying to remove evidence or clean things up here. Do you head back through the portal now? What do you do?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I was hoping he was going to give me some more magic energy, but he didn't seem wanting to do that.
Well, you get the sense that his plan is he's taking this magic with him to help others. So
that he might spare us some.
I'll, as you turn to go through the portal, he goes, well, keep an eye out. Take care of Roberts also.
We will.
He knows how to get in touch with me if you need me, but it's probably best I don't come around here for a while.
Are there any professors conscious at this point?
No.
Okay. Good.
There was a fourth professor.
Hey, where's
hallway.
Professor
You came in.
Belafonte?
But Belafonte and Zell are both unconscious on
Okay.
the ground. They were attacked by the leeches.
Okay.
And
Zell's dead, right? Yeah.
No,
Zell's
the other
I'm sorry,
one.
not Zell.
Odessa.
Odessa.
Right?
Okay.
Odessa.
All right.
Yeah, so basically the head of Wolf's Head and Skull and Bones were attacked by the leeches, and they're unconscious there on the ground. Gilnack, who was the Transfiguration professor, has been run through with a
He's
sword.
probably dead.
Um,
So 2 dead professors.
And Zell.
I mean,
is-
maybe he could have healed from the wound, but I'm guessing not.
2
Two
dead
dead
professors and 2
professors.
that may not remember anything.
Calvin, honey, what did you do at college this year? Well,
I will say,
This is
Professor,
just our
you've
first.
earned our
This is
trust.
just fall semester.
I'll say to the captain, you've earned our trust, but I will be watching. Matter of factly.
I'll keep a spot open on the ship anytime you want to join. And just kind of winks at you.
I'll nod my head, slight smile, step through,
Okay.
close.
Yeah.
And I'll get back into it again. What the fuck, Golden Flower?
What do you mean?
You
Our
killed the
mission was to
professor.
protect
Yes,
Roberts,
and he
not
was
attack the professors.
the professor was going to attack him.
You're
They
out of
were
line.
attacking people.
You're out of line.
What are you
And I-
talking
and I- and I
about?
turn-
Can we just?
This
turn-
whole thing has been a
I think
fight.
I
Robert
turn
needs
around and
help.
walk away from you.
This whole thing has been a fight against the professors. He came there to fight the professors.
And I
Did
just
you
like
forget
I
what
like
this was
wave-
all about?
wave weekly.
I've like.
You wanted
I-
me to just
no, we-
ignore the people that they were fighting against? That doesn't make sense.
We've placed Riley and I'm sure, laid Roberts on Lex's bed.
I'm gonna go check on Roberts with you guys.
Calvin's completely freaked out.
Are you still
Calvin doesn't
glowing?
know what to do anymore.
Calvin is
You-
probably still glowing.
You're
Yeah.
probably still glowing.
Calvin, you better stay in here for a
Um,
while.
So
Eliza's gonna
So-
take off her shoes.
Tim, roll a d4 for me.
what?
Yeah, you got another 2
2.
more hours before that wears off.
The potent spell.
Uh,
Potent potion.
So,
Robert,
who's
Robert,
up for?
are you? Can you walk? I don't. Are you?
Oh
okay?
yes, I'm fine, of course. And like I like go to push off of the bed and then like just like fall on a heap on the floor.
I just put you on
kind
my
of, like,
bed.
frown,
That looks really fine.
I think.
Um,
Do you need the
and
doctor?
I kind of frown.
I'm-
I think there's a problem.
I'm gonna crouch down really low next to him with my face like very close to his and say, did any other professors know about this?
Know about this? What this?
All of this crazy shit.
Probably not any more. Calvin,
Are
can
you
you do
alive?
something for me?
Yes.
Pinch my thigh. Pinch my other thigh?
I think you need a doctor.
I think there's a problem.
Or
What
magical
is the
healing.
problem?
I
can't
did
feel my
heal
legs.
I'm gonna kick his leg like gently, like not. I'm not.
What is it with you people and like kicking people when they're down?
I'm like gently like kicking his
just
leg, like not
sometimes-
to
Roberts.
hurt him, like just to be like, can you feel that?
Roberts, did
And
you
Roberts
prefer,
is just like,
Sometimes
frowning
magic
and looking
can't
at his
do all
legs.
of the things.
would you prefer medical attention or magical attention?
I prefer Pepe's and a beer.
Okay,
But-
we'll get you a beer after we figure out why you can't walk.
Or feel your leg?
I suppose I'm not particular. Any kind of attention that gets me up and going.
Uh,
Huh.
I mean, it's magic school. It must be a magic infirmary, right?
yeah, but then we have to explain what happened to him.
He fell.
I don't think his legs are broken.
No.
Ah,
Oh, it's a magical effect, you think?
I don't know. I'm just saying magic can't heal everything. I should know. Um. So
We want to just end there.
I think so.
One
Lexa
last
did
thing.
want to ask Roberts if Roberts was in the dark place. That's what she's calling it. But he doesn't have to answer right now. She's gonna like whisper it to him.
She wants to know if you lost memory.
Or if you were just in the dark place. Which I suppose, I mean, like, I whisper it loud enough because
you're not good at the.
I mean, Lexa can whisper, but she.
Dustin,
No.
Did the charm work, or did I lose a memory?
I'm also wondering though if you can be in that space without actually losing a memory.
Sure. I'm gonna say, so there's this, while you were, it was very brief before Lexa came over to help you, but you were in this space that was just black and like pitch black, and you could kind of like feel yourself moving about, and you started to adjust a little bit, and you thought you saw things like little globes of energy moving, and then you came to.
Yeah. So when you ask, Robert's eyes just kind of like flutter. And he just kind of like shakes his head. He just kind of like nods his head, yes. In time with yours.
Yeah.
Eliza,
So Eliza took off her shoes. And she pulls out some tissue from her backpack and begins slowly cleaning the blood off the bottom of her shoes, like in a weird way. And then she looks at Calvin and says, "Calvin, check your pocket.
Oh no.
What's in those jewels that you picked up?"
I kind of want to save that for next.
You want to save it for next? Okay, we can end it on that note then.
Yeah.
Shanks is gonna come and lay next to Roberts, and we can end it there. With my orange cat familiar coming in, like snuggling into Robert's shoulder as we're like nodding.
All right. Yeah. Let's end it there. It's getting kind of late, so. All right. Kind of intense there at the end. Some twists I don't think I could have quite expected.
No.
One character's total transformation I wasn't ready for.
No.
I'm scared I'm dating a mass murderer now.
You have to kill more than one person.
She's only a serial killer towards professors.
It's okay. Her best friend can raise the dead.
Yeah, we're like, we're
getting
besties
scary.
in heaven.
I think I know which question I'm going to ask.
Whew. That was intense, guys.
And sorry to you, Menachem. I wanted to get to a little more for your character, but we can talk about that also.
Well,
Epiloguing,
and what about the spirits that we raised or that are inhabiting Riley right now?
Yeah, there's outside of game now, there seems to be this energy inside of you still as you're sitting there, like you still feel very on edge, not on edge, but very energized, very alert and ready to act on anything. it seems like maybe it's fading in that scene a bit, but
Okay.
at the end there, but yeah. We'll leave that as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Before questions, we have the games questions and the tokens and all that.
Yeah, I don't know how to do the class schedule on this one. I might actually forego, just because it's a little bit later, I might forego the class schedule since this is our last session of this arc anyway. But yeah, and we're not going to really give out any adversity tokens either, since this is kind of our last session. But I'd like to just recap thoughts from everybody as far as, was there anything that you really appreciated about someone else's play or how they played their character?
Well, I was going to ask the question of, did your character do anything that surprised or amused you today?
Okay.
And how might you have reacted differently? So, and we can, and what did you appreciate about someone else's play? So
what was the order?
Let's start with, what did you appreciate about your play or someone else's play?
Starts with Scott.
The order is, let me find it and put it back.
I found it.
Okay.
I'm good.
Go.
We're good.
So Eliza's like Jelly's outrage that Eliza accidentally ran through, or that Professor Gilweed Gilwicky Gilnack, that Professor Gilnack got run through as a result of the scuffle with Eliza, and like Jelly's outrage and Eliza's like indignance in the face of it. That was like a really fun little moment. And Calvin running at the leeches with his little dagger, arms akimbo. That's I mean, I want to like say something about everyone's stuff. I was so excited. I was bummed that we didn't get to see more happen with the spirits, with Riley summoning those spirits. That was a really cool move.
I really am like, can I control the leeches?
Yes. I mean, honestly, it would be amazing if you can do that.
There was some really
return out people's memories to others.
Yeah. There was some really big magic this this session, and that was really fun to see. As far as like me and my character, like I would absolutely not have like gone and picked a fight by throwing a firebolt through the window that's crazy. That's just crazy. I don't know. I got nothing. So I think Tennille, you're next.
Yeah. Wow. What did I appreciate about my play or someone else's play? Honestly, everybody else's play, I appreciated, like everybody's play. Top of my list for Calvin was just a glowing freaking raccoon. I mean, I could visualize it in my head, and like I loved it. I appreciated Riley's idea to raise these spirits to try to distract the professors. It didn't end up being executed, I think, the way that she had hoped, but
it helped us out.
It did help us out, and I still liked the idea. It was still pretty awesome. The way that it was visualized in my head. I liked seeing Lexa like just going in there to help heal, and the words that she said, like that was definitely like an emotional moment. It was pretty cool. Hearing Jelly like decide like, no, it's not right, we got to wait to the captain, that sort of thing. Like Jelly was just very focused and where he was, even though not everybody agreed with him. And then, when Roberts was wrapped around that thread and just like, can I try something else? Can I try something else? just doing anything and everything that he could, which I think was pretty cool. So yeah, I really liked all of it. Did my character do anything that surprised or amused me today? Um,
Hope so.
you know what? I know, as a player, I know where Eliza is going, and what's going to happen with that. Eliza's probably a little surprised at like what's coming out of this whole change with the knowing that the professors that she has literally kissed ass are just not worth it at
Literally?
all.
No,
I mean,
Not literally.
figuratively kissed ass.
Metaphorically.
Yes.
I mean, I
In
don't.
many ways.
I thought you got
It was never sexual. She never did anything
Okay.
sexual with them. No, it was just a lot of, compliments and gifts and, that sort of thing. And let's say, how might I have reacted differently in the same situation? So, as soon as Eliza saw that professor on the ground, it was just like, it's just like a flood of emotions came through her. And she was so angry and so upset that like she believed that these teachers were, I mean, she put them on a super high pedestal and they're just down in the dirt now for her. And so I mean, that's why she kicked that professor. And then when she came in the room, she saw that everybody was attending to Roberts and the captain was there and things were going on. And so she saw that there was a professor there. And so that's where she went. I mean, I wouldn't have reacted the same because I don't have that same experience as Eliza. I would definitely say that I've put teachers at a higher position, but definitely not as high of a pedestal as Eliza has. It's a lot more exaggerated with Eliza. So I think in that situation, I probably would have been more focused on trying to help heal, trying to help defend, probably not being the type to, I don't think her intention was to attack, but her intention was to definitely, lead that professor into admitting whatever it was he needed to do or acknowledge. I mean, ideally, she would have liked to have him on his knees begging for help and admitting his wrongdoings, and, et cetera, et cetera. But of course, it didn't happen that way. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one of my thoughts with that too is like, these are men who have exerted their control and power over people under them for quite some time. He wasn't going to do what you were telling, like you were beneath him, so he was going to make the move. He wasn't going to let you have the control of telling him to turn around and whatever, so that's kind of why things went that way. And the roles were ridiculous tonight.
Yeah.
So,
well, he paid for it.
That's true.
That's all.
We'll talk about that more in the checkout too. Like I'm happy
yeah.
to answer questions about like the world building and stuff on this too, if anybody has it. So,
all right, you're next, Menachem.
I think two of my favorite moments were when Lexa came out of her stupor. It was like, no, we're going now, and when Riley had the idea to contact the spirits, like, oh, wow, that's fucking brilliant. So that was great. And just to keep it short, I'll stop there. I think I would be flustered and angry if members of my group strayed from the mission in kind of dangerous and heinous ways. We were going in there just to protect him. We have at least have some probable cause that we were just protecting our friend and not trying to attack anybody. Right. And then when you guys, when Calvin and then Eliza went off plan, I think I would have responded with the same kind of frustration and anger that Jelly would have responded with, that Jelly did respond with. Because, I was trying to protect us. And we could have had I can't think of the term, plausible deniability, that we were just protecting our friend until that. So yeah.
There are a lot of moments from tonight that are really cool. And I think my favorite moment is Calvin, a glowing raccoon with a giant flaming
Rainbow sword.
lance going at, and so that is for both Tim and Scott coming up with that situation, because we got glow. That was amazing.
Be something out of Thirsty Sword Lesbians, honestly.
Right.
Yes.
Did my character do anything that surprised or amused me today? The last, I don't know how many sessions, I've had like a pretty good solid plan of what Riley was going to do, and this week I had no plan. I was really excited about raising the dead and surprised that she was going to raise the dead and have a spirit like enter her body. Like, what the heck? And I think I appreciated her like confidence in that. Just like, I'm paying attention in class, guys. Like, I know what I'm doing. And as far as my reaction, if something, not raising the dead, but like, I don't have as much confidence in doing new things as I think I've been pretty spot on with Riley. And so now she's got this confidence in herself, and I kind of want to take that with me.
Nice. Tim.
So I was surprised by, I think, everyone's play today. But what amused me, and I think we kind of already went over some of that stuff, so I won't repeat. But Lexa comforting Roberts at the end, I appreciated that. And Riley with the spirit now inside of Riley scares me. But is also very intriguing to see what's going to happen from a lot of the fallout from this. How might I have reacted differently in the same situation? Well, I don't think I'd be glowing and running at someone with a flaming sword, but
a big rainbow sword.
I also don't think I would have jumped into a situation where something could potentially like drain my memories and like eat my soul in my imagination of this thing. I don't think I would have jumped at it, but I think I would have helped Roberts before like doing something like that. What did I appreciate about my play or someone else's? I think I kind of went over that. I appreciated Lexa and Riley doing those things, and I really liked Tristan's responses to Golden Flower. Those raw, I felt very raw and very real. So yeah,
I think there was some
appreciated
bleed
that.
there.
Yeah. I appreciated that.
I mean, Menachem looked pretty shocked. I think a few of us were like, "Oh my god,
Yeah, I mean, there was
she's
a bit of,
killing
"What?
someone."
What's going on here?
Well, that's like, I had the thought that like but I wanted to give you the choice of if that actually not, and and that's a big thing that I've been kind of looking at as the GM, being like, oh, you stabbed them. Like, no, like, what happens? Like, allowing you to narrate what happens and decide ultimately. Because I don't want to like force that onto your character in some way. For me, it was really, really great for me to see. I feel like this is the first time where like in an episode, we almost saw like every character using their magic in a different way, kind of, or doing something in their character all together. Had it come together as a team, it would have been great. But, I think that's like the thing that, it's like the forming of the team in some way, and like working together as a team, and going to what Menachem was saying of the frustration of like, oh, here's the plan, but then people decide not to stick to the plan. because people are people and they have ideas of what they're going to do, right? But that was really cool. I really love seeing people taking things within this world and the magic within this world and doing different things with it, whether it's connecting with the dead, making yourself into a giant glowworm, trying to heal somebody, opening portals, right? All these different things that we saw. So that was really cool, and I really appreciated that. Yeah, I don't know. Would I have reacted differently in the same situation? It's always so weird to me because like I think of this very much of like we talk about the magic circle, like when I'm in a world like this, like it's magic, right? Like I don't really picture myself in it in the same way. I probably would have just noped and not gone into that room. You know, be like, seems like a bad idea. So we'll let the captain take care of that. Let me know how that goes. Okay. But yeah. Kayla.
Let's see. So I was not planning on having Lexa like having issues or like negative feelings about the experience with the leech until I realized that something similar was going to happen to Roberts. And I was also like, it was like a whole day, like feels like a rather like big deal. So yeah, it was that was an in the moment type of decision that I've decided Lex is kind of dealing with. It's gonna have to deal with the now that this has calmed down, and there's now gonna be this thing of like, oh, that's great. So I wasn't necessarily as slightly surprised that that was the direction that Lexa went. And then I really liked the raising of the dead as well. I thought that was really cool. And I'm excited to see more of that. A little nervous about what it means that Riley has like a spirit inside of them right now, but you know, and I'm also just very surprised that like whatever's happening with Eliza. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, so
Yeah, there's a lot happening, I think, for all of us. So
Yeah. I think there's a lot of different threads, some left open still, since we'll come back to these characters at some point as well.
right.
Okay. We will do our last play session. Goodbye with the name ritual. We'll do something a little different next time. So let's say our character name, say goodbye to the characters, and do player names. And good night to the players.
Well, I'll bid you all a fond good evening. I have been Roberts.
Good night, Roberts.
Good night, Roberts.
good night, Roberts.
Humperdinck.
And I'm Sleepy Scott.
Humperdinck.
Night, Scott.
Pleasant
Good
dreams,
night,
Scott.
Scott.
Night, sleepy
Good
Scott.
night, Scott. I've been Eliza Goldenflower.
You sure have.
Eliza.
Yeah,
Good night,
you're
Eliza.
full
Good night,
Eliza
Eliza.
Golden Flower.
Good night, Golden Flower.
Good night.
And I'm Tennille. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Tennille.
Good night,
Good
Tennille.
dreams,
Good night,
Tennille.
Tennille.
I have been the Jalanthar Tristan Gallant.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Jalanthar.
Night, Jelly.
Alanthar, Tristan Gallant Jelly.
And I am Menachem.
Good night, Monaco.
Good night,
Good night,
Menachem.
Menachem.
Pleasant dreams, Monaco.
I've been Riley.
Good
Good night, Riley.
Good night,
Hey,
Riley.
Forgive
Riley.
me.
Good night, bestie.
I'm Lara.
We're getting dark together.
Good night.
Those are dreams, Lara.
Hey, Laura.
Night,
Don't think
Laura.
we're getting as
Good night,
dark as you
Laura.
think.
Can be inhabited by a ghost and be bright and cheery.
Good night. I was playing Calvin.
Good night,
Good night,
Calvin.
Laura.
Hi,
Good night,
Calvin.
Hi, Calvin.
Calvin, glowing
And
friend.
good night. I'm Tim.
Good night, Tim.
Night,
Good
Tim.
night,
Tim.
Good
Tim.
night, Tim. I've been your game master tonight,
Good
Good
night,
night,
Game
Game
Master.
Hi,
Master.
Game
Master.
Master.
and I am Dustin.
Good night,
Night.
Dustin.
Good night,
This is
Dustin.
Good night,
Dustin.
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 That's me. I'm tired. I've been
Yeah.
Lexa.
Good night, Lexa.
Good night,
Good night,
Lexa.
Hey,
Lexa.
it's
Good
me,
night,
tired
Lexa.
Lexa.
Good next.
And I'm Kayla.
Good night, Kayla.
Night.
Good night,
Kayla.
Kayla.
Good night, anyone else who's watching.
Yes, good
Thank
night,
you for
everyone
being
else.
here.
Thank you, watchers.
Good
Let's
night.
see, next week is the debrief
There's a lot to talk about.
and an epilogue. We'll do an
We'll
epilogue.
kind of wrap up, what we're doing for the rest of the school year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Sounds good. We'll get an epilogue in, see kind of maybe a little quick peek of anything else that happened, and we'll talk about these characters and what they meant to us next time.
Yeah. All right. Good night.
Good
Night.
night.
Thanks, Easter Bunny.